WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
We have some, I'm afraid, a little windy weather going to be hitting us. Kind of be breezy today, but tomorrow, while it's going to be sunny, both today and tomorrow, tomorrow it looks like winds of 10 to 20 miles per hour tomorrow.
I can't believe...
So it'll be blowing around a little bit.
I can't believe the overnight lows. We're down into the 40s. My fiance was worried about having to bring the plants in yesterday.
Well, it's
I'm
there's
glad
no
we
frost.
have Roseanne
There's no frost warning, but this is end of May and early June.
It's nuts.
I remember I just when the kids used to play sports and all, you'd be sitting out at baseball games in June and freezing your tail off because it would get so chilly at night. So, yeah, okay. However, it's going to warm up. We'll be in the 80s next week. But the weekend looks nice. Everything looks pretty good, except going to be breezy today and then windy tomorrow.
Well, let's just wait to give any forecasts until Richard pipes in, of course.
The jury deliberating in the Trump hush money trial. We'll have Tanya Powers to talk about that coming up in a little bit. Did you see in Little Falls? There was a public hearing the other night, and the place was packed. It'd be interesting to see what is your uncle
alderman?
An alderman. Maybe we can get him to talk to him about this thing. It's low income housing. They're doing a high rise. The plan is, I don't know how many stories it would be, but it would be for low income housing.
Where are they going to put this?
I don't know, in Little Falls, somewhere. Anyway.
Oh, I think I might even know where.
Anyway, it's there are people that are up in arms over this thing. You know, the thing is, though, there is low-income housing in Little Falls. The problem is those people live in old apartments, probably paint covering the asbestos.
Yeah. Lead-based paint.
Or the lead, right? Not the asbestos, but it's probably asbestos too. Nonetheless, take it for what it is. That's going on right now in Little Falls, and we'll get into it. We do have this morning a media rep. Jared Paventi is on this morning from National Grid.
He is.
I'm really excited about this one. This will come right after the 7 o'clock news, and we'll talk about this proposed significant 15 to 20% price hike. And he'll explain it and explain also what's going on. This is going to be a great opportunity for us to talk about that property in Rome that we heard about yesterday, that when they did the work, they ended up damaging his siding.
Yeah, maybe we can help somebody get some resolution on that.
So this is going to be really good. I'm excited. County Executive Anthony Picenti is on today. We'll talk about the parking garage, where we stand with that, and what's going on with Wynn Hospital. Lance has been all over us to be all over him. I just don't know. I mean, can you imagine if a county executive came out and said, "This hospital sucks"?
What a waste of money.
I mean, can you, and believe me, even where things are right now, where they're trying to pull things together, I don't think that has anything to do with the importance of having the new hospital, the improvements that have been made by having the new hospital, and the importance of what it means to this community. So I just don't understand this whole what someone like Lance who's yelling about, like some of his comments. What a waste of money, or did he say that? I don't want to put words in his mouth.
He did. He said, if I can just pull it
which
up
is
here.
a ridiculous statement.
Picenti should bear some criticism. This was his final take from yesterday. Pacenti should bear some criticism.
What?
He did put the county in debt and spend millions on various things pertaining to the new hospital, i.e. lawsuits, eminent domain, among many other things.
Well, we'll let him talk about that. Believe me, financially, the county is in very good standing. So let's get into that. And you really have a brand new downtown in Utica right now. That things are only growing around it and popping up around it. So take it for what it is. But listen, I don't know. I'll bring it up and let's talk about it. But I don't understand how anybody should be apologizing for anything on that hospital. We should all be hoping they get everything together, they get their people together, and they get the right people in place. You know, I was told that St. E's used to have an award-winning open heart surgery team. Mm-hmm. And so what are we thinking? They opened a new hospital and the award-winning team is no longer good? No, what ended up happening and why I brought up COVID is during all of what was going on during COVID, there were a lot of retirements. And from what I was told, and maybe I'm wrong, is that this team at St. E's retired. So there are new people in place. There have been newer doctors who've been brought in place to rebuild that team. Now, I might not know what I'm talking about. This is what I was told. So all this stuff happens whether there's a new hospital or not. And I would think based on collectively having everybody together under one roof is probably a better situation. They've always talked about the flow of the hospital. You come into the emergency room, you move on. The elevators are large enough. The operating rooms are large enough. Something is going on with people, not necessarily with it has. I don't think it has anything to do with the new building.
And what does everybody who's vehemently against the hospital want? Would they be happy if the brand new building and the hospital shuts down and then there's nothing to work from?
I love people on the No Hospital website that are like, I told you so. Oh, you did? You said that the hospital was going to have to shut down its open heart surgery. You said that. You said that the hospital wasn't going to be as good. You said that? No, nobody said that. No one ever brought that up. It was all, people are going to be afraid to go because downtown is so dangerous. There's going to be a train accident and a chemical spill. It should go at St. E's and not down. No one ever said, and in fact, the people who were against it would always say, I'm not saying I'm not against a new hospital.
I just don't want it downtown.
I just don't want it downtown. Yeah. So now all of a sudden, you're like, this is what I told you this was going to happen. I feel that if you're saying that, you are such a fool.
Yeah.
If you're believing that, you are also a fool because that didn't happen. We were here through all of that. Believe me.
And listen,
and as for and you're right. What do you want? You want people to be like,
we'll have no hospital work for? Just have it be a big new abandoned building.
So yeah. I don't understand it. However, are there things going on right now? There absolutely are.
Concerning and disappointing.
I think this open heart thing is a real problem, and it has a lot of people losing confidence in this hospital, and they have a lot of a long way to go to regain everybody's confidence. This is a real thing. So I'm not saying that doesn't exist. Now, how in the hell that becomes any bit of Pacenti's responsibility, I don't understand that, but maybe someone can call in and explain it to me because I'm lost. I mentioned jury deliberation will continue. Yesterday, the Trump hush money trial jury came back and they wanted a few things reread to them. Tanya J. Powers is on the line right now. Tanya, good morning.
Good morning.
So yesterday was somewhat of an active day in court.
Yeah, the jury got its deliberation. Well, they started deliberations, but they got the jury instructions first from the judge, and that took a while. Then they went and started deliberating. They went for about four and a half hours yesterday. They'll be back at it about 9:30 this morning. And as far as the things they wanted to know yesterday, I think they sent some notes to the judge and asked for a couple of things in particular. One of those was portions of testimony from David Pecker, the former publisher of the National Enquirer. He testified about the catch and kill stuff early on in the trial, which was, he was about 21 witnesses in 5 weeks ago. So,
yeah, right. It was a long time ago.
Why they'd probably want to hear back some of that. Also, they wanted to, I think, get some documents relating to the hush money deal with Karen McDougal, the former Playboy model that was paid $150,000 by the National Enquirer's parent company for her story of an affair that she claimed she had with a months-long affair that she had with Trump in 2005 and 2006. He denies having that affair, but that was one of the examples of the catch and kill scheme. They paid for her story and then sat on it and never published it, so she couldn't take it anywhere else.
So this is when you. I realize this is probably hashing over something that has been discussed ad nauseum, but so it is not illegal to basically grab a story and bury it and pay money or give someone money to stay quiet and sign a non-disclosure. All of that stuff can be done. It is legal. However, this gets complicated when it comes to election law. And right, can you talk about that just a little bit?
Yes, and I'm not a lawyer, so let me just get that out there now.
Yeah.
I'm not even a Facebook lawyer, and a lot of people are now. So
there are a lot of them.
There are a lot of them. So the way that I understand this is the illegal part is not that he paid Stormy Daniels to be quiet in the days before the election. The sticky part and where the felonies come in is the falsifying of business records. If he had just paid her outright and said, okay, I'm paying you. This is why. If according to what I understand, if this had just been a transaction between him and her, and he had not taken it through the company and falsified the records to make it look like it was something else, and then reimbursed somebody else for it, and that's the part where it gets sticky because they said that, well, not only did you falsify business records, which I believe would be a misdemeanor if it was not in furtherance of something else, which would be election interference. That's where the felonies come in, as best it's been explained to me.
The other thing a lot of this is depending on which witness you're going to believe, and Cohen is not necessarily the most believable of all witnesses. Cohen is also not the only witness they had. Right. And it's important to remember, yes, it was a big deal has been made of what he said because he's the guy who ties Trump to the payments. That's the person who says, okay, here's how the payments were done. This is how this is how the money went down. But he's not the only one telling, that has testified, giving parts of the same story. There have been, 19 other witnesses for the prosecution who have also given, parts of this whole thing. And I mean, even David Pecker's testimony was, that it was not great for the Trump defense. Yeah. Granted, he was a prosecution witness, but him saying basically, "Yep, I was there in the room when we discussed I forgot all about that guy
sitting on all of the bad stories about him and." Making sure nobody knew about those. And that's also, there are other witnesses who they have to consider all of them, not just Michael Cohen. Yeah.
All right. Do you think, and I know this is not easy to answer, but do you think, I have somebody asking, will there be a verdict today? It seemed like the jury was moving pretty quickly.
Well, I'll be honest. If I could tell you that, we should all go to Vegas.
It's a good point.
we will be rich very shortly.
Let's go.
There's literally just no way to know because remember the jury instructions that were given to them, they can't have a copy of it. And from what I understand, it's a New York criminal code law.
Yeah, it's a lot of pages. It's like 60 some odd pages. Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps them from getting. They can't have a written copy of the instructions, so they keep having to ask for clarification on instructions. This could take a while simply because of all of the stuff that they can't just have printed out in front of them. I don't think they can have witness testimony printed in front of them either. I'm not sure about that one, but yeah, there's a lot that they've got to hold in their heads and 34 counts to hash through. So
all right, very interesting, and we'll see what today brings. Tanya, as always, we appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.
Sure.
Tanya J. Powers from Fox News Radio. It is going to be very interesting. So I think we're to the point now where if it's a guilty or not guilty, how will people react?
Yeah, that's the interesting
because you'll
part.
get reaction on both sides, I think. If he's guilty or not guilty, how will people react? You know, he can still run and continue to run for president, even if he's guilty. And what will the judge do in terms of punishment? Let's say he is found guilty. What will the sentence end up being? You can't tell me that it can't play some sort of a role. I realize it's true. All Americans should be treated the same, no matter who you are, how much money you have, what political clout you have, whatever position you held. All Americans should be treated the same. I do not believe that a president, when Trump talks about how a president needs to have a complete immunity, otherwise you can't be the president. That's not true. So, but you can't help but understand that this is the former president who is the Republican candidate for president in an election that's 6 months away. There's no way that can't be out of the head of the judge when it comes to sentencing. That has to be considered, I would think.
You would think, but I don't know. We'll have to see.
Well, we'll see.
I don't know that it moves the needle on either side for people of the bases, to be honest with you.
Well, you'll remember this is not. I mean, you're following a legal process, but is there consideration to the fact that he's not only the former president but also the candidate?
I'm talking more about the
whatever people think.
The reaction to the verdict.
That is. Who knows what people are going to think? I mean, it all depends on which side you're on. But I'm talking about the sentencing process.
Yeah.
It's going to be, I don't know how you can do it without considering the fact that he could be the next president. So take it for what it is. I got a bunch more to get to, a lot more. As I said, we're going to be speaking with Jared Paventi, who is the representative for National Grid, and we'll talk about this proposed rate hike, which won't come until next year, but it is a rate hike, and there's much more to talk about with National Grid that we'll get to as well. But he's on after the 7 o'clock news. That's going to be very interesting. Also, you mentioned earlier about the problem with the cooler nights. You get these cooler nights.
Yes.
Should you leave your plant? What are you planting out there? You doing tomatoes or something?
I don't touch anything.
Okay. What is she planting?
Well, she's got a raised bed this year.
Okay, so
she got her mom's old raised bed.
She's worried about cooler temperatures.
And she has some tropical big leafed kind of things as well. So
yeah.
But yeah, tomato, jalapeno.
Are you growing marijuana? Is that what you're doing?
Oh no.
Okay.
No, nothing
Davey,
like that.
What do you think? Do you believe him when he says no?
Yes, I do.
You do. Okay. Davey believes you.
Mr. Green Jeans.
This morning, Mr. Green Jeans. What was that from? Captain Kangaroo?
Yep.
Yeah. What?
Slim good body too.
This morning we're going to do the Hobica free money question of the day. It's Thursday. How much money are we putting on the line today?
$300.
Whoa. What has gotten into Davey?
I think Hobica must have offended him somehow.
We have only 2 days left in May to pull out a big winner.
Have we not had a winner in May?
I believe. Have we had a winner in May?
I don't know. I'll have to look.
All right. $300 is what Davey's saying here on the 30th of May.
Like that mojo I got this week?
I like your this week. You're on fire, man.
This Davey's on fire.
Throw some water on him. He is on fire. We'll do that coming up at 7:35 this morning. And I mentioned the plants that Andrew's growing, whatever they might be. Roseanne Leparco is a master gardener. She's with Cooperative Extension, and we'll have her on the radio coming up. The Cornell Cooperative Extension. She'll come up in a little while. Also, John Decker from Gray TV is on this morning. Going to be really interesting to get in with John and talk about. I want his take on the sentencing if the president, the former president, were to be found guilty. What does the judge? How's that all going to work? So we'll speak with John on that coming up later on this morning as well. Quick break. We'll come right back, and I also want to tell you how you can get chemicals, free chemicals and supplies for your pool or your hot tub. How does it work? How can you get them? I'm going to tell you about Tucker Backyard Pools and Spas and how you can win. They'll be given away tomorrow, so do not wait. I'll explain it coming up next on WIBX.
Replacing your roof isn't a decision you take lightly. You want industry standards met with affordable options and a crew who knows how important a sound roof is to you and your family. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing is your hometown roofers with deep roots in our community. Padula Roofers specialize in residential roofing projects. They're a GAF certified master elite roofing contractor who keeps their standards above the rest. Call 315-733-1564 to find out more about their roofs for troops mail-in rebate. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing, your hometown roofers.
All rise for Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird. Academy Award winner Aaron Sorkin's stage adaptation is directed by Tony Award winner Bartlett Sher. Emmy Award winning actor Richard Thomas will play the role of Atticus Finch in this Broadway national tour. Don't miss Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird. Coming to the Stanley, June 4th and 5th at 7:30 p.m. For tickets, visit BroadwayUtica.org. That's BroadwayUtica.org.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you gotta hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflesh.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe and then it spread and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflesh.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflesh.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflesh.com.
That's what he wants me to do. Hey, I want to tell you about River Hills Properties. Bill and Robin Monjo at River Hills had a concept about real estate and creating a new real estate company here in the area that would offer services that you get elsewhere. A lot of times in the big cities, in California, the real estate agents, in some cases, are required to do more. Like, for instance, in some states, it's required that they can't use the lockbox. Your listing agent has to be there when the house is shown. That is a requirement in some states. In New York, it's not. You can use the lockbox, which means you could have people roaming through your home without you there, and they're trying to figure out how to turn the lights on. It's just not, you're not putting your best foot forward. At River Hills, their rule is not a law, it's a rule. It is a philosophy. It's how they sell homes. Your listing agent is there every single time the house is shown. So the listing agent, if the showing is at 1, your listing agent is there probably at noon or 12:30. Lights on. The house, maybe somebody forgot to make a bed. Have you ever done that, Andrew? I mean, you want to put your best foot forward. Lights on in the right place. You know where everything is. Your listing agent knows the home. These are all very important things.
It could be something as crazy as, well, your animal may have left a surprise that you didn't know about.
So you do what you have to do.
You do what you got to do.
And that's the River Hills way. You have a partner when you're selling your home. That's the River Hills way. Why wouldn't you list with River Hills? And, by the way, your home may very well be featured on Sold in upstate New York. It's a new TV show that is a real estate TV show. It airs on Saturday on WPNY at 2 p.m. And then on Sundays in the morning at 8 o'clock and 11:30. So 8 a.m. and 11:30 p.m. Might be 11 p.m. if you wanna check. I'm trying to see the guide, but they still have it listed as a paid program. But soon it will say sold in upstate New York. I know I'm biased because I produce the show, but I think it's a really good show. If you like to see inside other people's homes, this is the show for you.
If you want to see homes in the area, too, more importantly.
And the other thing is you can search on YouTube and search Sold in upstate New York, and it'll come right up. I believe this week's show will be on YouTube tomorrow. Usually lands on Fridays. For the weekend shows, so check it out. All the older shows are up there. I believe this week is week number 9. So there are 8 previous shows up there right now that you could check out at any time up on YouTube. River Hills Properties. Nobody sells homes like River Hills.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
We have comments. We have a bunch of comments. Lots of comments. Let's see. Mike this morning. Perhaps I'm totally out of the loop on it, but when these jurors ask for the stuff to be read back to them, it feels like a massive waste of time. They should have the entire trial videotaped and be able to rewind it and watch the sections that they want to see. I think that is, I think in our legal system, we have not done a very good job of modernizing. Right?
Yeah.
And then Mike says, could you imagine if the judge gave Trump house arrest and he couldn't go out and campaign? That would cause a riot. Would Trump's ankle bracelet have to be solid gold? All good questions. All questions we'll need answers to.
Well, Joe won the election campaigning from his basement. So, it's very possible that Trump could campaign from Mar-a-Lago.
Greeley, hey, did you ever use the Todd Hoban question for Habaika's money? Just wondering. And we did. We did not get a winner. And Greeley also adds, and the judge will order him remanded to jail immediately. He wants to be the one to lock him up in a jumpsuit. Well, we will see. It is, it's going to be very interesting because Trump has hammered this judge and made the big mistake of hammering the judge's daughter. Mm-hmm. So will the judge be able to put any personal gripe aside to be judicious and properly judicious? We will find out. I guess we'll find out. Barry, biggest question of the day, will the verdict be reached today? Yeah. Some guy in the 540, makes no sense. This wasn't a 15-minute deliberation of not guilty. I wonder which side 540 is on. Government wouldn't spend millions on a trial for anyone else but Trump, he says. Do you have any other comments?
No, but we do have, and this is a good time to remind people, if you message Tucker's,
I want to get into that. Yeah,
we have a number of entries.
Tucker's,
Tucker Pools,
Tucker's. However, Tucker. If you message that, but it must be done through the app.
The app.
So if you don't have the app, the WIBX 950 app, there are oftentimes we do contests that are app-only contests. So you automatically get into those. Like last week, I think we were giving away oil changes.
Correct.
And now this week, we're giving away pool supplies from Tucker Backyard Pools and Spas. And all you have to do is go to Google Play or the App Store, search WIBX 950, download the app for free. We don't steal your information. It isn't like it's a big, you know what I'm talking about. But it allows you with one button, you could be listening to the show. You could be listening to the station during the day. One button, you hit it right on your phone. You could play that over your car. You could play it through to your TV if you wanted to. The other thing is you can message us immediately. You hit the button, you message us, and here's where we want you. You don't even have to put your name because the app will tell us who you are. And just message Tucker of Tucker Backyard Pools and Spas, just Tucker, and you'll automatically be entered into the contest, which we will give away $200 in pool supplies or pool chemicals, if you will, for a pool or hot tub, whichever you might have. And the drawing will come tomorrow after the show.
And we have a number of entries, so get them in.
Get in.
We've got Fred and Clinton, and I appreciate this. Good morning, Andrew. I know that you are concerned about overnight low temperatures in your garden, not mine, my fiance's. I was given the advice by a knowledgeable local garden center operator. Wait until June 1 to plant most plants. I'm planting my tomatoes this weekend. Some plants don't do well with temperatures in the 40s. For example, basil and peppers. Wait until about June 10th.
My basil is still inside.
Yes, my future mother-in-law and fiance have theirs in the box.
It's not gonna. You'll be fine. We're not looking at any temperatures that are going to. But he's right. 40s it's a little chilly, and chances are your plants won't do as well, but they'll catch up.
He says wait until June 10th. You really don't gain much by planting earlier than these dates.
I agree with him, and some people will wait until almost the middle of June to get everything out there, and just because we still have some cool nights coming.
And he sent me some pictures of a picture of some of his Carmen peppers, sweet Italian red peppers from last year, and they look pretty healthy.
All right.
Also, we have John in Deerfield commenting this morning. This is a common issue right now. Corporations across the country are dealing with aging staff and inexperienced employees. This is what lean staffing inevitability leads to. No employees are trained and work up the ranks to fill their senior positions being vacated by the aging workforce. I believe that's in relation to.
I think he's absolutely right.
Hospital.
This is a major problem. And I was reading a study about which is better. Are you better going with an older doctor, or are you better getting a newer doctor who came out and looks at things from a modern lens, and maybe has just recently gotten out of medical school? So it was very interesting because it said, in the case of normal issues, when you go to your family practitioner and you have, I don't know, the flu, COVID, you've got this, that, or the other thing, there's a rash, there's something, all of these things, a lot of times the newer doctors, the younger doctors do much better than the older doctors. Mm-hmm. Older doctors tend to be set in their own ways. They don't like all this new computer stuff that has to be, I'm generalizing, I understand. But if you need heart surgery, you have a complex cancer of some sort, you need brain surgery, you want a doctor who has done this over and over and over and over to the point where it's just old hat.
Yeah.
You probably don't want a doctor
and they've seen every complication
that's doing it for the 5th time.
Yeah.
So now what we have is a lot of doctors who have retired. A lot of doctors have retired. So now those doctors are being replaced with either doctors that are interested in moving, not for a lot more money, because that's the other part. I think that's been a big part of the MVHS problem, is they may not be as competitive as they need to be. We've lost some doctors because the money wasn't there.
Yeah.
So now you're in a situation where maybe you're getting somebody that, a hospital from out of town is like, I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah, go down that road.
You may be getting somebody that's another hospital's like, okay, well,
have them.
You can have him or her. But you also may be getting a lot of younger physicians who probably will become great 10,000-hour doctors, right? They put your 10,000 hours in. But right now, they're a little on the green side.
Yeah.
So I realize I'm generalizing, but I'm telling you, this is what I've been told from people who are there. This is what I've been told is going on. So take it for what it's worth. I want to talk, if we can. I got a bunch of stuff here before we hit 7 o'clock. We have New York Mets. Davey, you saw some of this last night. So
yeah, sure did.
Okay, so what's his name? It's the relief pitcher
Lopez.
Jorge Lopez.
Jorge Lopez,
former Baltimore Oriole, is
an older guy. I think he's been with like 5 teams in the last couple of years. So the thing is, I was very curious what's going to happen because the Mets are struggling with relief pitching. So do you allow him to go off and make a fool of you, of the team, and you keep him because you need somebody out there that can get you through an inning? Or do you draw the line and say, you're gone? And the Mets drew the line, and they got rid of him last night.
Yep, right after that performance.
So here's how this whole thing went down. Your order was a little bit off. So during the game, there was a check swing, and the third baseman said he did not go around. Jorge Lopez disagreed with the third baseman and began, chattering. And all of a sudden, the third baseman said, "You're out of here." Kicks him out. The third base umpire.
Oh, I was going to say.
Sorry. The third baseman's like, "I'm sorry, I'm taking control here. I've seen enough."
Come on, he didn't go.
So all right. So now as he's walking off the mound, he takes his glove and throws it, I might say quite accurately, underneath the netting. Either over or under. I forget how it went. And a fan caught it. Meanwhile, a fan picks up the glove and is like, "I can't believe this. This has never happened before.
I was hoping to get a ball."
Sometimes you get a ball, but I never, ever expected to get a glove.
Now you might be able to get a ball.
And he's looking around. He's like, can I keep this? I think so. I think it's his glove now. So Lopez throws the glove into the stands. Now, for the first time this season, the Mets players held a Lindor called for this, held team meeting, shut the doors, no media allowed in, nobody allowed in. They did a team meeting, and they're like, what is going on? We have all the talent in the world, and we are getting crushed. This has been a devastating May for the New York Mets. So after they start coming out, Lopez came out, and Andrew, I got to go to there. Lopez came out, and reporters are like, hey, because this is a pretty bad display of sportsmanship, throwing your glove into the crowd.
Yeah.
I'd never seen anything like it before.
Jeez.
Anyway, they're like, do you regret it? And he said, no, I don't, in his dialect. I don't regret it. You don't regret it? No, I don't regret it. This is the effing worst baseball team in MLB.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, like 2 minutes later, one of the reporters came back and said, listen, I'm not sure if I understood it correctly. Did you just say that this is the worst blank baseball team in all of Major League Baseball? And he said, did you say it was you're the worst player? And he said, well, right now, both. And, he said, I want to come back. I plan to come back. They're like, do you want to play here? Apparently the Mets were fuming over this, and they booted him. Done. I got a break. We'll come back and talk more about it coming up.
You'll save like never before. Right now during My Carl's Buy More, Save More event. Today at My Carl's, when you buy more, you save more. An extra 10, 15, even 20% off. Choose from my huge in-stock selection of sofas, sectionals, and motion furniture, recliners and bedrooms, dining sets and mattresses. Then the more you buy, the more you save. Up to an extra 20% off. Plus, get fast delivery and no credit needed financing only at My Carl's.
We used to argue about whose turn it was to clean the gutters, but then I had Leaf Filter gutter protection installed.
Wait, I told you Leaf Filter had free inspections and estimates and a lifetime guarantee.
Meaning we never have to argue about whose turn it is to clean the gutters again.
But I visited leaffilter.com/triumph first.
No, I did.
It doesn't matter who. Visit leaffilter.com/triumph to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off today.
See representative for warranty details. From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome.
W295EI.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. A Town Square media station.
The Trump jury will get back to work in a few hours. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, but the former president doesn't seem confident.
Mother Teresa could not beat these charges. These charges are rigged. The whole thing is rigged.
He insists there's no crime as the jury gets ready for day 2 of the deliberations in New York on charges he falsified records related to payments to keep an alleged affair quiet before the 2016 election.
And they want to hear some testimony about what prosecutors say was the meeting where the alleged catch and kill scheme to protect Donald Trump was hatched. Yesterday, they sent some notes to the judge asking to hear this testimony read back. They want to find out more about the meeting that Trump had with National Enquirer publisher David Pecker, Michael Cohen, where they hammered out the agreement to buy the silence of women who could hurt his campaign, according to prosecutors.
Fox's Eric Shawn outside the court. The jury also wants a readback of the judge's instructions. President Biden again called the former president a loser, trying to undercut growing Trump support among minority voters.
He says he's the greatest president for black people in the history of America, including more than Abraham Lincoln.
That's President Biden in Philadelphia kicking off a black voter outreach initiative.
I mean, can you fathom that?
A Supreme Court justice rejects an appeal from Democrats in Congress who wanted Samuel Alito to recuse himself from 2 January 6th Capitol riot-related cases. He won't.
The Democrats say an upside-down flag flown at his home in Virginia in 2021 and an Appeal to Heaven flag at his vacation house were symbols used by January 6th protesters. Alito writes in letters to the lawmakers that his wife put the upside-down U.S. flag up after 2 neighbors put up a sign attacking her personally.
That's Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. Alito says he didn't put up either flag, and they didn't know the flags had been used as symbols by some January 6 protesters. 14 pro-democracy activists convicted in Hong Kong under a law China imposed to quell protests. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free information kit. 800-887-1010. That's 800-887-1010.
Former President Trump's case wasn't the only high-profile one at that courthouse in New York yesterday.
Prosecutors in the Harvey Weinstein case say they may issue a new indictment against the former movie mogul, as there may be more women who come out against him. Assistant DA Nicole Blumberg saying in New York criminal court, some people who were not ready to speak out in 2020 now appear ready to do so in 2024. His attorney, Arthur Aidala, speaking to the press after.
He really looks forward to the trial proceeding sooner than later. Obviously, we have to do our job in terms of reading the transcripts and seeing if there's any new discovery material.
The New York State Court of Appeals overturned Weinstein's rape conviction from 2020, saying the judge allowed women to testify about allegations that were not part of the case. Monica DeLuca, Fox News.
Now, Weinstein remains behind bars. He was also convicted in a separate rape case in California. A victory in court for the world's #1 ranked golfer. The case against Scotty Scheffler in Kentucky dropped after what happened at the PGA Championship.
Jefferson County Attorney Mike O'Connell asked a judge to drop the 4 charges, which included assaulting a police officer with his vehicle. In a statement posted to his Instagram story, Scheffler said in part, quote, "As I stated previously, this was an unfortunate misunderstanding. I hold no ill will toward Officer Gillis. I wish to put this incident behind me and move on, and I hope he will do the same." Scheffler was arrested on May 17th after he was accused of accelerating his SUV and dragging the police officer to the ground as he attempted to enter Valhalla Golf Club for his tee time. Scheffler's attorney denied the claim. Joe Morgan, Fox News.
On the ice, Edmonton evens the series with Dallas. The Oilers win Game 4 of the NHL Western Conference Final, beating the Stars 5-2. Another stock sell-off is brewing on Wall Street. Dow futures down more than 300 points. The day after plunging 411, the Nasdaq fell 99 points off of its record high. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 News Time 7:05. I'm Andrew Derminio. This update brought to you by the new Destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. 49 degrees. Under cloudy skies, your full weather forecast is coming up. We're warming up into the 70s, or actually upper 60s, barely 70. We'll have your full forecast in minutes. A woman and her dog were killed during a morning walk Tuesday in Georgetown, according to the Madison County Sheriff's Office. 40-year-old Alessandra Kershaw from Lebanon was walking her dog on South Lebanon Road when a pickup truck driven by 26-year-old Zachary Kays from Preble struck her along the northern shoulder of the roadway. Kershaw and her dog were declared deceased at the scene. Kays said he did not see them. Police are urging those who witnessed the event to come forward. The investigation is ongoing. A Utica man is now facing decades in prison after being convicted of several charges. A jury has found Robert Bradley guilty for his role in an incident last year where he ran from a moving car that failed to stop after an altercation that started on South Street. Bradley was then seen putting his finger on the trigger of a gun, but an officer stepped in and prevented Bradley from opening fire. He's set to be sentenced in July. A woman who killed 2 children has been transferred to a psychiatric ward because she's been ruled a danger to herself and others. Shirley Winters spent over 17 years in prison for murdering her 5-year-old son in 1980 and drowning a 6-year-old boy in St. Lawrence County in 2006. Onondaga County DA William Fitzpatrick says 2 experts believe the 66-year-old is still a threat. Her own daughter also claims Winters will commit more crimes if she's ever released from custody. The Governor's Traffic Safety Committee is reminding drivers about the ongoing Click It or Ticket campaign. It runs through Sunday, meaning law enforcement will be keeping a close eye out for people who are not buckled up behind the wheel. Data shows that last year, the seatbelt usage rate in New York hit 94%, a 2% jump from 2022. Motorists caught breaking the law will be ticketed. One of the biggest names in country music will be making a stop in central New York tonight. Kenny Chesney is set to take the stage at the Empower Federal Credit Union Amphitheater in Syracuse as part of his Sun Goes Down 2024 tour. Chesney is best known for hit songs including American Kids and All the Pretty Girls, among several others. Seats for the show are still available and can be purchased online through Ticketmaster. Our man Davey and I will be at the show. Not together, but maybe we'll see each other. And a video of a UFO sighting at the Bethpage Air Show on Long Island over the weekend has people talking. The video shows a small spherical object flying across the sky at lightning speed during a performance by the Navy's Blue Angels over Jones Beach on Friday. The sphere's appearance in the video lasts for only a millisecond. A report filed with the National UFO Reporting Center says the object was as high as 41,000 feet. WIBX 950 News Time. 7:08. Here's your weather forecast.
Here's the latest from the WIBX Weather Center for today. Sunshine to partly cloudy skies, high 67. Tonight, mostly clear skies and a low of 45 degrees. Tomorrow, windy with a high of 71. Plenty of sunshine in the weekend so far. Mid to upper 70s. Looking very nice both Saturday into Sunday. That's the latest. I'm Mike Johnson from the WIBX Weather Center on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Right now, we're barely at 50 degrees under partly cloudy skies. It is 7:09. Sports brought to you by IBEW Nika, 43 local contractors. The Eastern Conference Final has returned to the Big Apple. The Rangers will be looking to take a lead in the best-of-7 series when they host the Florida Panthers for Game 5 tonight at Madison Square Garden. The Blue Shirts have split the first 4 games, with each of the last 3 ending in overtime. The series will shift back to Florida for Game 6 Saturday night. The Mets were unable to avoid being swept after falling to the Dodgers 10-3 in their series finale at Citi Field. There was drama on the field as Jorge Lopez gave up 2 runs in his relief appearance before tossing his glove into the crowd. He was designated for assignment following the game. New York is now 4th in the NL East at 22-33. They'll host the Diamondbacks for a 4-game set that begins tonight in Queens. The Yankees snapped their 2-game skid with a 2-1 victory over the Angels in Anaheim. Luis Gil improved to 7-1 after striking out 9 batters and allowing only 1 run on 2 hits over 8 innings pitched. Clay Holmes secured his 16th save of the season after pitching a scoreless bottom of the 9th. New York still leads the AL East 38-19. They'll wrap up their 3-game series tonight against the Angels. Meanwhile, in sports, the road to the NBA Finals continues tonight. Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves will host Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks in Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals at the Target Center. The Mavericks can clinch a spot in the NBA Finals for the first time since 2011 with a win. Timberwolves staved off elimination with a 105-100 victory in Game 4 on Tuesday. The winner of the series will face Jason Tatum and the Eastern Conference champion Boston Celtics to decide this year's championship.
You know something real quick? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
But if they wrap up tonight, you know when the conference finals for the NBA begin? June 6th. So they have a week off before the NBA, and Boston's already resting.
I think that usually goes into the end of June, July.
Yeah.
So
June 6th is when they start, next Thursday.
Yeah, well, they won't go into July, but it goes into quite the extended postseason, to say the least. If you're dealing with pain, it is most likely debilitating. It's a daily occurrence, and it's bringing you down. It's affecting your performance at work. Maybe it's taking away the things that you love, like playing with grandchildren or doing the things you love to do. If you're struggling with pain, there may be a solution for you right on Genesee Street in Utica. Revive Softwave Therapy with Dr. Tim Delmedico and his team could help you. Revive Softwave Therapy is an FDA-cleared, non-invasive, and drug-free treatment for chronic pain, inflammation, and all joint issues. Maybe you are sick of the pain pills. They have awful side effects and in some cases only mask the pain. They don't actually treat the problem. Maybe you don't want any more of those pain injections, or you want to stave off surgery just a little bit longer. Revive Softwave can help. And when you call them up at 315-725-8427, that's 315-725-8427, and you mention the Keeler Show, they'll give you a sweet deal, part of Discovery Days. They'll give you a good price on your first consultation with one of their doctors, a Softwave therapy treatment, and a treatment and recovery plan and assessment. You can even go to reviveutica.com and request an appointment online. There are several sports teams that use this technology in their locker rooms, like the Lakers, the Guardians, the Steelers, the Brooklyn Nets, the Giants, the Cubs, and even Team USA athletes are using Softwave. Aaron Rodgers was able to accelerate his recovery from the Achilles tear by using his own Revive Softwave device at his home. You don't want to do that. You want to call Dr. Tim Delmedico and his team. 315-725-8427. That's 315-725-8427. I had a great experience with them for my foot and ankle. And you can let the healing begin with Revive Softwave Therapy on Genesee Street in Utica.
Okay. Am I okay to keep going, or should I take a quick break first?
We do need to take a break.
All right, I'm going to do a quick break, and then we're going to talk to Jared Paventi. Is he
on the line?
He is.
Oh, all right. Well, then we can go ahead.
I'm going to take him. Richard, this morning. Good morning, boys. Enjoy the nice streak of weather coming.
Wow, I like the optimism, Richard.
And that's really what Mike Johnson is saying, that we're looking for. Although it's going to be windy tomorrow, 20-mile-an-hour winds. So
hopefully it's a warm breeze.
I wouldn't call that hurricane winds, Richard, but it's going to be breezy, and it will be. Yeah, we'll be up in the mid 70s, upper 70s tomorrow, I think. Boy, do our Mets stink! They have no punch to even try. I do think, Richard, the move last night to hold a team meeting was a good idea. And you know, this is a very talented team. All that has to happen is the spark has to happen. Something, people, it's easy for us to say, these guys are making millions of dollars, and this is the best they can do. There's just something about a grown men playing a kid's game, and it just is so. I believe
That's
it
a good
is
point.
So mental, and there you are trying to figure it out, and you can't hit the ball. Do you know the Mets? Do you know that game until late into the game, Andrew, was midway through the game was 3-0. The Mets led, and then it was 3-3, and then the bottom fell out,
and the final score was 10-3.
Middle relief, yeah. I think they might have scored all those runs in an inning or two, so it was terrible. All right, we are following this story of National Grid, which is, and we have a lot of, if you have any questions, 315-736-0186, we have a lot of stuff. They're also doing major improvements and upgrades to your meters. I think I'm in the middle of that right now, although I'm wondering what's going on. And I believe that Jared will be able to help us along the line here this morning. Jared Paventi, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning, Keeler. Good morning, guys. And yeah, the Mets stink.
It's terrible. I
know, it's awful.
What a horrible month of May. This has been so bad.
That's just the way that baseball has turned over the last couple of years. All the hard throwing pitchers throwing their arms off, and it's either hitting home runs or nothing. So.
Well, it's funny. This team started out playing scrappy baseball, a hit and run, which you hadn't seen in a long time, but that's all gone now. You're right. They're just swinging for the seats, and that's never good. I think the way it was put, I think Lindor put it. Everybody out here is, maybe it was Nimmo that put it this way during the press conference yesterday. Everybody's trying to hit a 5-run home run, and you just can't do that. So
no.
All right. Okay, we have a lot going on. Let's start with the proposed rate hike, which will come next year, and we're talking 15 to 20% between gas and electric. Why such an increase? Let's start there.
Sure. So first, thanks for having me on this morning. Looking backwards, to talk about the increase during this proposal, we have to look back towards our last proposal back that was adopted in 2021. We were just coming into finishing the first year of the pandemic when the proposal was adopted by the state, and the proposal we put together delayed a lot of work. So we had a lot of necessary work that had to be done in the field, and we distilled that down to the must do, and pushed a lot of other things to the side because we could not in good faith go to our customers with an increase, knowing that the economy was just beginning to wake back up back then. So as we're approaching 2024 and the filing of this case, we looked at the work that needed to be done that was delayed and the strategic investments we needed to make. The economy is doing better by nearly all indicators. And as we were, putting this case together, we really focused in on those critical investments to support our energy system, as well as the spending that needed to be done to help us safeguard our energy system against, the increasing extreme weather events that we're seeing both in winter and summer.
So we're looking at the average household, it'll be about $430 additional per year. That's a pretty good increase.
It is, but it's, one thing I would caution you towards, Keeler, is that this is a starting point. Filing a rate proposal is just that, a proposal. We started off by, this isn't the Christmas wish list that we bring to Santa with everything on it. We've really honed down to the strategic investments that we need to make to maintain our energy delivery system. And we go to the Department of Public Service. There's a lot of scrutiny. They will pour through it. We will sit down with them, and there will be decisions made about what comes out. Along a parallel path, we're going to have we'll have public input hearings, both in person and virtually. There'll be opportunities to make comments online through the Department of Public Service. So that way, when it comes to the end and we release a final rate proposal that's been agreed upon by DPS staff, by National Grid, by consumer groups, we will bring that to the PSC. You'll find that the prices will likely be lower because there will have been projects removed. There's always a chance that we've agreed to settlement will be spread over multiple years. The process requires us to file a 1-year case, but oftentimes what happens, history tells us, in working with working with the Department of Public Service as well as with other utilities in New York State have done, the final settlement ends up being spread over a number of years. So what you're seeing there, that $19 increase for electricity, $18 for gas, could very well dial back as it is it is spread over multiple months.
We're speaking with Jared Paventi. He is the National Grid media rep. This is important. There's a lot of talk, a lot of things going on with National Grid right now. Andrew.
I just was hoping maybe you could shed some light on some of the specific technologies that may come in the future as part of this investment.
Well, one of them would be your new. I'm assuming this includes the meter replacements, right?
Yeah, there are some costs with the meter replacements that are going on that would be going forward through this rate plan. There to finish up the projects statewide. There'll be further investments in that because the entire smart meter package is just the meters on your house. Again, that's the first step. We're going to be looking at rolling out new technologies, things like apps that will let you see near real time the usage of your appliances and your if you have an EV to charge, you'll be able to visualize that and see how much you're spending on that. Down the line.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have a hybrid. We noticed that charging that every night, and I didn't do the 220. I just plug it in 110, and we didn't get that much of an increase in our bill because of that. So I was pleasantly surprised by that.
Yeah, I think it all matters on, all depends on what kind of service you have coming into your house. Like you said, you're just doing the standard service, but I think that between that you have a hybrid which has some electric.
I have an extension cord that goes over to my neighbors. They have an outdoor outlet, and that has helped tremendously. I have saved
just like
so
when
much
we were
money.
in college,
Right.
daisy chaining cable.
That's right. So, what about? I mentioned the hybrid. There's all the talk coming out of New York State about school buses, electric school buses. They want to eliminate for new construction anything dealing with public funding. You can't put in natural gas. First of all, natural gas, we've been brought up on believing that's the cleanest way to heat your home or to cook in your kitchen. Are we anywhere near where Albany is projecting when it comes to the grid and the ability to handle this major increase in a draw on electric?
Well, we're speaking specifically to the grid. We're getting there. The Climate Act was passed about 2 or 3 years ago, and we're just beginning construction on we're calling the Upstate Upgrade. It's a portfolio of projects that are taking place across the state to help unlock the energy system, the generation that's taking place up north along our northern tier, to bring all that energy down across our service areas, so that way we can maintain the energy delivery system, meet all of the growing demand by EVs, heat pumps, the future of heat, which is electrified, the future of transportation, as we've talked about, as well as industry. We've seen in the Mohawk Valley alone the development of the Marcy Nano Center over there, and as more companies come online and around there's going to be greater need for companies to draw electricity, and the Upstate Upgrade is going to help us bring more of that clean, renewable energy down from the generation sites to areas like Marcy, to Syracuse, and across our service territory from Buffalo to Albany.
I do want to ask you. We have first of all, I'm assuming I have these yellow flags coming from the road that are going right to the meter on the corner of my house. They were put in about a month ago. How long are we going to wait for these construction crews or this outsourced company, I assume, to come in and make that the change?
Speaking specifically, I don't know the details of the flags going from the street to your house. So I can't speak to that, but I know that weather has been a concern recently with a lot of crews.
Are they outsourced crews?
It depends on the project. We do use non-company crews for some of our projects, just as a matter of we need the manpower or the person power when we are working on in the summer.
And these meters, for those that don't know, this will mean it will automatically, your usage will automatically be sent back to National Grid. You won't have to have a meter person coming and checking the meter anymore. Do people lose their jobs because of that? What's the projection?
No, we're retraining. So what we used to happen is we'd have someone drive down your street with a truck that would use radio waves to pick up the readings off your meters. Now those meters are contacting us wirelessly through our field area networks and providing real-time updates. But no, we are retraining those meter readers to be in various jobs with the company.
Okay.
No job loss.
And then we have a listener yesterday that felt that there was damage done during the winter. They dug up his lawn pretty badly and also caused damage to his siding when they installed the new meters. If something like this happens, who should somebody call?
You should give us a ring at our customer service line, 800-642-4272, and explain the situation to the call center rep. And the call center rep can process that and get them the information from our claims department, and they would go through a process of showing the damage and pictures they have to discuss whatever may have occurred.
All right. Any other questions we have, Andrew?
No, I just want to say if you do have the issue of a gas smell or a possible gas leak, I recently had a experience with a home that had an inspection, and the crew came out very quickly, and they were very responsive. And then the follow-up to get the gas turned back on after the repair was made was just as quick. So I guess a little bit of an appreciation there for National Grid on that end of things.
Whenever you smell natural gas like that, dial 911. Dial 911 from outside of the property because you don't want to run the risk of sparking anything.
Yeah, all it takes, right, is that little. It could be using anything electronic.
It could be as simple as a light switch.
Yep, and spark a horrible, life-ending explosion. I do have a listener with a question. Eric is on right now. Eric, you're on with Jared Paventi from National Grid. What's your question?
Good morning, Jared. When you do this meter job, do you replace just the meter, or do you have to pull the entire base off the wall?
They will replace the meter itself. So they're going to open up the box, turn your power off, take out the cylindrical meter, put the new one in, and reconnect everything. You'll be out of power for less than 10 minutes. So.
Okay. Do they call ahead before they come so we can turn things off?
What happens is that you will be given a window of time where they'll be there, and they'll, if you need to reschedule or make an appointment, there will be a phone number on there where you can do that. We have been finding that our meter installers have been getting to people's homes right around the time that they've been estimating.
Okay, that's good. So the base that's on the house now, which the siding goes around, that all stays. You just taking out the glass meter itself.
Yes, that's in the vast majority of cases, unless there's damage for some reason that it needs to be replaced.
Okay. Well, thank you.
All right, good stuff.
You're welcome.
Eric, thank you. And let's see. Do I do? No, I don't do that. Do I do that? I think I did it right. I don't know if I did it right after all, Davey, if you could check on that. Okay. This summer, as we are expecting some, the climate certainly is changing without us arguing over who caused the problem. The fact is, some of these hot days, you're running your air conditioning in your home, a lot of the new electronic thermostats that are out there.
Oh yeah, like the Nest or the
will put you on a power saving. It'll automatically kick your thermostat up if you're running air conditioning. Can you explain how that works and what kind of draw that we're experiencing here on these really hot summer days?
Mm-hmm. So I have a programmable thermostat myself, and those programs are typically opt-in. So what it is, if you're on your Nest, it'll send you a message that your utility has a program to reduce demand on the hottest of days, and that's something that National Grid participates in. As you noted, the thermostats were built to do such a thing. What happens is we will approach a day that we may consider to be a very hot, high-demand day. National Grid will send out a message to thermostat owners that have opted in. This is it's not something that gets blasted to everyone with a smart thermostat. It just goes to the people that have chosen to be part of this program, and we ask them to turn their thermostat up on that day, so that way we can take some burden and some stress off the system. Good for you because it helps to relieve some of your energy usage on those days. Can reduce your bill.
Sure.
If you're part of the program, there's a bill incentive to be part of it. You get a rebate every year that you're part of it during the summer, and we have a similar program for the winter for the coldest days. But it's one of those things that you can opt out of participating.
Okay,
Let's say you have relatives over and your house is full. It's going to be too warm. You can turn your thermostat back down. You're not going to harm anything. But we just try to relieve some pressure on the system on those days, to a point where, trying to find a happy medium between being comfortable and making sure that, we have a reliable energy delivery network.
I will say that, if you're looking, let's say that that the increase goes in and you're going to be looking at $350 on average over the course of a year in increase with electric and with your natural gas. It might be the time, if you're in a position where you don't have one of these programmable thermostats, or if you're still using old light bulbs, or like Collis has a program where they'll come in and show you where you're really wasting it. It might be an old refrigerator where you're wasting energy. Mm-hmm. You might be able to really offset that by making the change to the new light bulbs, by making the change to a programmable thermostat. There are ways where you can lower your energy bill, and you might not have really feel the increase going forward.
Absolutely. A Wi-Fi thermostat can save up to $180 a year on energy costs, because it's one of those situations where you set the schedule and walk away from it. Yeah. They often have sensors to tell whether you're home or not, so that way it can flip to a mode that raises your temperature during the summer to turn the AC off. So there's a lot of things you can do. But even if you're just home and you're on a day where you're cranking the AC, for every degree you set your AC higher, you can save up to 1% a year. It doesn't sound like a lot, but when you start adding up some different energy efficiency tips like that, it really does start to create some savings.
And you can operate all those from your phone too. The benefit of that.
There's nothing like on the winter night, and you forget to turn the heat down when you go to bed.
Yeah,
grabbing your phone and turning the heat down from your bed.
Or you're going to be home in an hour.
That's another real possibility as well.
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff. All right, Jared, I appreciate you guys getting out in front of this. We do appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on this morning, everyone.
All right. Have a great rest of the week. Thanks so much. Jared Paveni is with National Grid. Very informative. A lot of stuff there. If you don't have the programmable thermostat, it might be something to consider. That alone could save you probably half of the increase that's going to be coming in 2025.
Now, do you have the Nest?
I used to, but now when we had a new furnace put in, we have one that Collis put in, which is the same thing. It's programmable, wireless, right from your phone, but it's done through the company that manufactured the furnace.
I like.
Yeah, are you like texting? Are you
I'm working.
Texting?
I'm not texting. I'm texting something show related.
Okay, all right. Just checking.
A guest related.
Checking. Yes, honey. LOL. love you. Is it something like that?
No, it is the mayor of Little Falls, because my uncle's not answering.
You would say that to the mayor? I can't believe it. Listen to me. The Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers, great organization, and it's time for our Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers Wanted Person of the Week. UPD is in line this week. Their Wanted Person of the Week is a person by the name of, do I have the right one?
I think that's last week's.
That is last week's. Hold on. I'll get there because I just put it up. There he is. This person is wanted on one warrant, including criminal possession of a controlled substance in the 3rd degree. The name is Jose Claudio. And I believe he's 37 years old, from Utica. There's a photo of him up on our website. You can check that out. You could contact the warrants unit at UPD at 315-223-3580. But we suggest Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers. It's 100% anonymous. If you have a tip as to the whereabouts of this man, call 1-866-730-8477. That is Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers. You can go to Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers website, search Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers. There's even an app you can pull down, and you can send in the tip right through an app. It's all there, very easy, up on our website. As Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers says, we don't want your name or number, just the information that could lead to the arrest of the person who is wanted. MohawkValleyCrimeStoppers.com is the website. It is 100% anonymous. The tip line, 1-866-730-8477. That's tips. Or go to MohawkValleyCrimeStoppers.com. The full story is up there at WIBX950.com. All right, coming up, we'll talk to the county executive, Anthony Pacini. A lot of stuff to talk about, including the hospital and the parking garage. And are we any further on the repurpose of St. Luke's? Much to get to, and we'll do that coming up. First, though, it's Hobica's free money question of the day, and Davey has already said $300. Have you heard from Hobica yet?
No.
$300. He's filled with mojo today. Davey, what caller number are you looking for?
Caller 10.
10th caller, $300 on the line. 315-736-0186 is the number. Also, if you've not, you can call right now. We'll do that coming right up. If you've not downloaded the WIBX 950 app, search WIBX 950 in Google Play or the App Store. And here's the deal. This morning, tomorrow morning, actually, we'll be giving away a $200 gift card for supplies, chemicals for either your pool or your spa at Tucker Backyard Pools and Spa. And they have a brand new facility over there on Seneca Turnpike. Even has an in-ground and an above-ground pool right inside the store. Pretty cool. And all you have to do is message us through the WIBX 950 app. Message Tucker. We'll already have your name. Just message Tucker, and you'll be automatically entered into the contest at random. We'll select one winner tomorrow to win $200 in supplies for your pool or your spa or hot tub from Tucker Backyard Pools and Spas. We're looking for caller number 10 right now. A chance from Hobica and WIBX at $300. We'll do it next.
Memorial Day deals at Mattress Express. Save up to $800 on select Stearns & Foster sets and get a $200 prepaid Visa card. Save up to $500 on Sealy sets and get a $100 prepaid Visa card. Then ask about no money down and take up to 60 months to pay.
Is thinning hair or a receding hairline making you self-conscious? Try Hair Grow by New Nordic. Millions of men and women around the world trust Hair Grow. With its patented tocotrienol complex, Hair Grow naturally reduces inflammation in the scalp and is clinically proven to promote new hair growth and increase hair count in as little as 4 months. Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or in stores at your local CVS.
The Beach Boys, Endless Summer Gold. This Friday night at the Stanley Theater. The music, the memories, the Beach Boys, riding an endless summer wave into 2024. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com or thestanley.org. Don't miss the Beach Boys, Endless Summer Gold, live.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
Rodney Atkins, June 20th, 7:30 p.m. at the Stanley Theater. Get your tickets now at the Stanley Theater box office or online at thestanley.org.
Replacing your roof isn't a decision you take lightly. You want industry standards met with affordable options and a crew who knows how important a sound roof is to you and your family. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing is your hometown roofers with deep roots in our community. Padula Roofers specialize in residential roofing projects. They're a GAF certified master elite roofing contractor who keeps their standards above the rest. Call 315-733-1564 to find out more about their Roofs for Troops mail-in rebate. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing, your hometown roofers.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If spring allergies keep you trapped inside, then you need Navage Nasal Care to keep you breathing clearly and enjoying all the beauties of spring. Navage helps clear nasal passages that are often clogged because of seasonal allergies. Navage gently flushes a pure, refreshing saline solution through your nasal passages to clear out congestion, sucking out that springtime pollen and other irritants trapped in your nose. Navage is available online at Navage.com or in stores at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, Navage.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-294-8831 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-294-8831. That's 800-294-8831. What do you have to lose? Call 800-294-8831. Again, 800-294-8831.
The headlines remind us daily, the world is a dangerous place. The elites in charge say everything's fine, stop noticing. But you know better. And your gut knows that time is short to prepare for a world that is 4 missed meals away from chaos. My Patriot Supply has helped over 3 million families become more self-reliant and is the company Americans trust to prepare. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com and secure their best-selling 3-month emergency food kits. Each contain delicious breakfasts, lunches, and dinners, averaging over 2,000 calories per day. Secure at least 1 food kit for each family member. For a limited time, save $200, plus get free shipping on all their Ready Hour 3-month emergency food kits. You're not ready if it's not Ready Hour Foods. My Patriot Supply also has solar power generators, water filtration units, biomass stoves, heirloom seeds, and critical survival gear. Shop MyPatriotSupply.com today. MyPatriotSupply.com.
WIBS. This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, Thursday morning, and a nice short week, I guess. And we're finally getting some decent weather after a horrific May.
Yeah.
This May has just been brutal, but it's over with tomorrow. Okay, let's do Hobica's free money question of the day. Each day we'll give you a chance to win from the Hobica law firm, Joseph and Andrew Hobica, and it varies in amount. Davey is the money master. He is the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
And I don't know, he's been quite fluid this week. Quite generous this week with Hobica's money. Yesterday, $200. The day before, $200. Today, $300 is on the line.
$300.
He wants to give away some money.
I had a close friend over the weekend say, "Come back on Monday and yell $500."
Listen, you are the money master. You are the gatekeeper. On the line right now is Jay in Vernon. Hello, Jay. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill.
You ready to go?
Yeah, let's give it a whirl. I couldn't
All
hit the Kentucky Derby or the Preakness. Maybe I'll hit this one.
Let's see what we do here. Let's see what we do here. This may be perfect for you. And by the way, it's worth $300. Comes from the Hobica law firm, Joseph and Andrew Hobica, at 315-724-1600 for all of your legal needs. Okay, here is your question. I'm going to let you, I have 4 questions that are remaining here on this sheet. So I'm going to let you pick 1, 2, 3, or 4. You get to pick your question.
You
1, 2.
choose the question.
1, 2, 3, or 4.
Let's go with question number 1, Bill.
Number 1, here is your question. 7 seconds to answer. How many edges does a cube have? Ready, go.
12.
You're going to go with the number 12. You got an easy one. I really feel that was a wonderful question. For $300, it is 12, of course. Not a hesitation. He knew it right off the bat. Like, I feel like the question should be, what is your name?
I'd have got that one wrong, Bill.
That you would have gotten wrong. Listen, not bad. A $300 question right there.
Well, I took a little geometry in high school back in the 70s, and I was trying to ponder the thought, and just for some reason it popped right in.
Bingo, just like that.
Well,
Good
we knew
job.
it was going to take a brainiac to get that question right, and we have
that
one.
was just a shot in the dark, Bill. Shot in the dark.
Good answer. Congratulations. You win $300. And it is from the Hobica Law Firm. We'll also give you the all-in-one, the fun and food card, the food and fun card. I'll get it right. It's a $25 gift card as well. Good at Babes. You know, they do brunch on Sundays and all of that. Not a bad day for it to be $300.
Hey, I finally got across the finish line. Hallelujah.
You did. All right, stand by. Davey's going to hook you up, all right?
Thank you very much, Bill. Have a good morning.
That's
Thank you,
after he gets a little trouble from Hobica.
So I thought that was kind of neat. You get to pick your question. Yeah. Do you want to know what the other ones were? These were all kind of fairly...
You should ask the county executive.
These were all kind of fairly easy questions. I'll save them. Maybe who knows what Davey's going to do tomorrow. Okay, let's go to the county executive, Anthony Paceni, on the line right now. County executive, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
How many edges does a cube have?
Ready, go.
Easy.
How many what?
Edges. Edges does a cube have? And the answer...
Does
the
cube have?
Yeah. So it's 12. It is
12.
It is
Wow.
12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I start counting, and then I'm like, darn it, I got to start over.
Yeah.
Did I do that one yet? Start over again.
Did I do that? 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Darn it all. Good morning, County Executive Anthony Paceni. Good morning.
Morning again.
All right. So we have a lot to get into. Let's start with the parking garage. Where are, we got to be getting pretty close. It looks from the outside, it looks like we're nearing completion.
We are. I mean, the good news is I made the joke at my State of the County that as long as it didn't snow in June, we'd be in good shape. So we are. It is, the outside seems to be pretty much complete if you go by it and see the changes that have taken place literally over the last couple months, the facade completed, the shells around the staircases and elevators, etc. I mean, everything looks good. It's now a matter of all of the internal, pieces and final things that have to be buttoned up, lighting, signage, striping, the gates, the systems themselves, and just getting everything buttoned up. That should, that's going to take the month of June. So we're targeted for July.
Okay, all right.
And that is solid, and we will be open at that time, and probably around by the middle, and we'll start with initially getting the employees squared away in there, from for the hospital, so that they can get familiar with their spots and where they're supposed to be, and then a couple days later open for the public. I don't want to open it all at once and have chaos. I want to stagger it a little bit and make sure that we address any glitches that may occur in those couple days, because there's always something.
Sure.
And just to be sure, but also to then be able to work through anything and have the public really understand how it works and where their parking spots are. But it will open up the emergency room access on the first floor, which has been essential, and has been a little bit of a difficulty over the last several months since it's opened up. So everything well, I can't say on target because it was supposed to be months ago, but moving ahead, we've stepped it up and got the project back into a good rhythm. So we're good to go.
This is one of the issues from Lance and Lee, who has been
who is usually a fan, and complimentary.
Is the romance over? Is that?
I think it might be. I don't.
Guess so.
A lot of stuff happening. I think this latest move, where the hospital had to suspend open heart surgeries, take it for what it is. There's no way to put lipstick on the pig.
No.
This is people have lost confidence, and they're going to have to earn that back. There's no doubt. But Lance is his take on this is, the county executive is partially responsible.
He's only there when it's happy and photo op and all that.
How would you respond to that?
Well, I mean, I've never shied away from any project that I've been a supporter of or even inclusive of. I mean, I haven't been asked. The other point here is, I haven't been asked and until today. But at the same time, I talk to the hospital regularly as I talk to the other hospital regularly. In terms of healthcare in this community, and I'm concerned like everybody else is, and I want to make sure that the best care is there. That's why we supported the building of a new hospital. Now, are there glitches and are there issues, that are going through that are not very good? Yes, I totally agree with that. And I don't, like everybody else, I'm not going to say it's a good thing, or I'm not going to defend it to that point. What I do want to do is like in my own backyard, and figure out how I can help to clean it up. Now, in this case, I can't. I'm not a cardiologist. I'm not an expert in terms of the medical field when it comes to that. So, that's an area in which the hospital does have to work through, and I believe they are. And I've talked to them, and this is not new that we get complaints about hospital systems. I mean, go on the state website and look at the number of hospitals around the state that have issues on a daily basis. Now, I think this gets a bigger focus because it's new, and that's unfortunate. But I don't agree with the fact that people want to see this, or don't relish the fact that people are in some circles, glad that this thing is having these problems. I mean, don't we want a better health system, and don't we want it to get better, and don't we want to see how we can work together to make that happen? Now, I mean, that's up to the hospital system. That's up to the cardiology group. But if you look at the dealings in which they've addressed this and, suspended it. Would you have rather they kept doing it under those circumstances?
Yeah, right.
Now, granted, there are hardships and there are things that happen for those patients that had to be moved in other areas, but it was a short term. It was a very quick turnaround, and things are getting back on track. Now, did you lose confidence of some people? Of course. Will you get them back? Probably some, probably not all of them.
Right,
and that's just and Bill, you've been doing this a long time. That's in any business. I run an operation in county government. We have some 1,700 employees. Hundreds of people come through our buildings on a daily basis. They're not all satisfied with the treatment they get, or whether good, bad, indifferent, or unfair, or whatever as they see it. And we have to deal with that, we have to make improvements. And a hospital is a lot more serious. But I would also point to the other side of it, that there are still hundreds of patients in that hospital that are getting quality care. And and while some of these issues and the same in other hospital systems, pop up, there's you're just not hearing about the people that are
right
that are satisfied.
And I don't think you can ignore and I brought this up, and he feels like I'm making excuses. I'm not. You can't ignore the employee shortage, the nurse shortage, the effects that COVID had on hospitals, not just here but around the country, and it has affected other hospitals as well.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, if you and everybody searches the web on these things, so it's not anything, that you have to be told to do. And when something like this happens, there are hospitals throughout the state, throughout the country, that are experiencing these healthcare shortages, these nurse shortages, these even physician shortages in some areas. And the extent to which these people are being stretched is pretty, it's pretty dramatic these days. And that's a problem across the board. It's not in one hospital system. I just think it gets more attention because of the negativity that came around this hospital.
Right.
Because of where it was built, when it was built, what it cost, all of the other factors. I think it's going to take time for this to work itself through.
Joe's saying the difference is we just spent over $700 million on this. How do you respond to that?
Well, first of all, who's we? I mean, who's we? I mean, there was a $300 million piece from the taxpayer. The rest was borrowed from the hospital and from donors. So, I mean, that's how I respond to that part. And yes, we do. We paid a lot for it. We paid in other expansions and other pieces of hospital. And, again, I mean, this hospital's not closed. It's open. It's serving people. It's taking care of people. It's helping people in many other areas. There is the area of cardiology that is a specialized area, but that also keeps, that also has some of the highest numbers in central New York. I mean, they're only second to Syracuse in surgeries of what they've done. To St. Joe's. So, I mean, look, everybody can argue about we're paying for this. We pay for a lot of things, you're right. But at the end of the day, I mean, if they were doing nothing and ignoring it, then I'd say we have a good argument.
A minute and a half, Andrew.
Yeah, quickly, because we're coming up
too.
against a hard break. One simple question for Presenti. This is Lance and Lee. He has, from news conferences and radio interviews, dates he can supply and exact quotes that you said that this area would have the best health care around. Do you still believe that's the case? And he actually likes the downtown location.
I do. I do believe it can be. I do believe that, building a new facility, I can't tell you, and look, I've been in office a long time, as you know, and how many complaints I heard at the time about St. Luke's, about St. Elizabeth's, about the age of the facilities, the emergency rooms were not up to par, all of this. So now we build a new one, and people are still, we're still, still in that boat. It should not be that way.
I want to get one in quickly that is not hospital related. Bank of New York Mellon and Oriskany closed. They used to, like $3 trillion used to funnel through there, and I have like 15 seconds. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah. I'm very disappointed in the Bank of New York in terms of their decision to go remote and then to close the Oriskany facility. We've invested a great deal in that park, and there are a lot of employees up there, and this whole issue of going remote is going to cause us problems economically in the future. It's causing us problems now.
All right.
It's not good for the workforce. I'm not happy with
talk more about that. Tony, thank you.
Okay.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
Will they reach a verdict today? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Former President Trump's jury will return next hour for day 2 of deliberations, and they appear to be focused on
the heart of the prosecution's case. They are asking for a testimony concerning the alleged scheme to protect Donald Trump's presidential campaign back in 2016.
Fox's Eric Shawn outside the court in New York. They want to rehear testimony from David Pecker and Michael Cohen.
Pecker and Cohen testified 3 weeks apart in this trial, but they basically told the jury the very same thing, that Trump told Pecker to work with Cohen. Their goal, keep stories that could hurt Trump's presidential campaign out of the public eye.
The former president is charged with falsifying records, reimbursing Cohen for paying to keep an alleged affair quiet. He denies that, calling the case a scam to interfere with the election. President Biden rallied in Philadelphia.
We're going to make Donald Trump a loser again.
He kicked off an outreach to black voters as polls show more are considering supporting the former president. Fox's Jackie Heinrich reports from the White House the Biden campaign plans events
at barbershops, hair salons, and black churches across several swing states to get the word out about what Biden has done to build black wealth, framing himself as someone who's delivered on promises made. It was also one of the first times we heard a new refrain that if Trump is elected, he could stack the Supreme Court with more conservative justices and take more of your rights away.
14 pro-democracy activists convicted in Hong Kong in a continued Chinese crackdown.
They were charged with conspiracy to commit subversion over an unofficial primary election. The national security law was imposed by Beijing and has been accused of drastically cutting back on Hong Kong's freedoms.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. 2 Israeli soldiers are dead in the West Bank after a car rammed into them, while Israel seizes control of the Egyptian border with Gaza to cut off smuggling tunnels as the UN Security Council considers a resolution calling for Israel to stop its military operation. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free information kit. 800-887-1010. That's 800-887-1010.
A Supreme Court justice has an answer for Democrats in Congress. No. Samuel Alito rejecting their calls to recuse himself from 2 January 6th Capitol riot-related cases.
The controversy began several weeks ago when a photo surfaced of an upside-down flag hung outside the Alito's Northern Virginia home for several days back in January 2021. This was just days after the January 6th Capitol riot. Democrats say the display represents the Stop the Steal effort at a time when Donald Trump insisted without credible evidence the 2020 election was stolen.
Fox's David Spunt. There was also a second flag flying at another Alito home, also displayed by some January 6 protesters. Alito says he and his wife put up both flags, and they didn't know that they were also a symbol used by some of those protesters. A Democratic congressman who's facing criminal bribery charges is now under scrutiny at the Capitol.
The House Ethics Committee has established a subcommittee looking into the accusations against Texas Democrat Henry Cuellar. Cuellar has been indicted alongside his wife and charged with taking roughly $600,000 in bribes from foreign entities. The congressman says he and his wife are innocent. House Ethics Committee Chairman Michael Guest of Mississippi will chair the subcommittee with fellow Republican Ben Cline of Virginia and Democrats Glenn Ivey of Maryland and Madeline Dean of Pennsylvania also serving. Republicans this week nominated Jay Furman to take on Cuellar in his Texas swing district. On Capitol Hill, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are falling before today's trading. On the ice.
And now the Oilers jump out of there. The 2-on-1, short-handed. Here is Brown, slides it across. Janmark scores!
Matthias Janmark broke a tie for the Oilers. Edmonton had 2 more goals, beating the Dallas Stars 5-2 on TNT. So the NHL Western Conference Final is now tied 2 games apiece. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning. WIBX 950 News Time 8:05. I'm Andrew Derminio. This update brought to you by the new Destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. A Utica man is now facing decades in prison after being convicted of several charges. A jury found Robert Bradley guilty for his role in an incident last year where he ran from a moving car that failed to stop after an altercation that started on South Street. Bradley was then seen putting his finger on the trigger of a gun, but an officer stepped in and prevented Bradley from opening fire. He's set to be sentenced in July. A woman who killed 2 children has been transferred to a psychiatric ward because she's been ruled a danger to herself and others. Shirley Winters spent over 17 years in prison for murdering her 5-year-old son in 1980 and drowning a 6-year-old boy in St. Lawrence County in 2006. Onondaga County District Attorney William Fitzpatrick says 2 experts believe the 66-year-old Winters is a threat. Her own daughter also claims Winters will commit more crimes if she's ever released from custody. The Governor's Traffic Safety Committee is reminding drivers about the ongoing Click It or Ticket campaign. It runs through Sunday, meaning law enforcement will be keeping a close eye out for people who are not buckled up behind the wheel. Data shows the last year, the seatbelt usage rate in New York hit 94%, a 2% jump from 2022. Motorists caught breaking the law will be ticketed. And one of the biggest names in country music will be making a stop in Syracuse tonight. Kenny Chesney is set to take the stage at the Empower Federal Credit Union Amphitheater in Syracuse as part of his Sun Goes Down 2024 tour.
I wonder if Rome's Mark Tamburino will be in town. Mark has actually written songs with Kenny Chesney.
Oh, interesting.
And has been his tour manager and co-writer in many cases for several years. Former producer on this program.
There you go.
Many years ago. He was awful. But he's clearly far more successful than all of us. No, he was really good.
Chesney is best known for hit songs including American Kids and All the Pretty Girls, among others. Seats for the show are still available. You can get them through Ticketmaster.
And you'll be there.
Yes.
And Davey will
as
be
well.
there. Yeah.
So we'll be tired tomorrow morning. 8:07, your weather forecast comes from Mike Johnson.
Here's the latest from the WIBX Weather Center for today. Sunshine to partly cloudy skies, high 67. Tonight, mostly clear skies and a low of 45 degrees. Tomorrow, windy with a high of 71. Plenty of sunshine in the weekend so far. Mid to upper 70s, looking very nice both Saturday into Sunday. That's the latest. I'm Mike Johnson from the WIBX Weather Center on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Right now, we have partly cloudy skies and 52 degrees. It's 8:08. Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43 local contractors. The Eastern Conference Finals has returned to the Big Apple. The Rangers will be looking to take a lead in the best-of-7 series when they host the Panthers for Game 5 tonight at MSG. The Blue Shirts have split the first 4 games, with each of the last 3 ending in overtime. The series will shift back to Florida for Game 6 Saturday night. The Mets were unable to avoid being swept after falling to the Dodgers 10-3 after a 3-0 start in their series finale at Citi Field. There was drama on the field as Jorge Lopez gave up 2 runs in his relief appearance before tossing his glove into the crowd. He was designated for assignment following the game. New York is now 4th in the NL East at 22-33. They'll host the Diamondbacks for a 4-game set beginning tonight in Queens. The Yankees snapped their 2-game skid with a 2-1 victory over the Angels of Los Angeles in Anaheim. Luis Gil improved to 7-1 after striking out 9 batters. Clay Holmes was credited with a save. New York leads the AL East at 38-19. They'll wrap up their 3-game set tonight against the Angels. And the 2024 NCAA baseball tournament begins tomorrow. Army is in the Athens Regional and will be in action tomorrow afternoon. The Black Knights are taking on top-seeded Georgia. Long Island University is the 4th seed in the Chapel Hill Regional, and the 33-23 Sharks face number 1 North Carolina tomorrow night. St. John's is the 3rd seed in the Charlottesville Regional. 37-16-1 Red Storm take on number 2 Mississippi State tomorrow night. It's 8:09.
Hey, the Move to Mazda sales event is underway at Steve Ponte Mazda, where you can work with Ricky Z, or anybody over there to get into a brand new 2024 Mazda. The Mazda CX-30 Select Sport model, only $275 a month on a 36-month lease. Or you can save with low APR financing, 0%, 1.9%, 2.9%, or 3.9% on select award-winning new 2024 Mazdas. See Steve Ponte Mazda for details. As Rick says, let's make your deal on a new Mazda. From the dealership that's achieved first place nationally in customer satisfaction, Steve Ponte Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville. We're going into June. We're going to have a couple of cool nights. Beautiful weather really on the way, although breezy the next couple of days. Roseanne Leparco is a master gardener with the Cornell Cooperative Extension. Any questions for her? I have some. Andrew has some. Not Ann. Andrew doesn't plant anything.
No,
but
I don't go near the plants.
But his fiance does.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get into all that coming right up next to WIBX.
You know the old saying, look with your eyes, not with your hands. Well, that does not apply at New York Sash.
Scott and Jill here again, inviting you to visit our Idea and Design Center showroom at 349 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro. It's a great chance for you to not just see, but also touch and feel all of our windows and doors, siding, and bath products.
Most companies are going to force you to make a major, important remodeling decision by looking at itty-bitty, teeny-weeny photos on a website or in a catalog.
But this is your home, for crying out loud. It's important to get it right. So come in and take a look with your eyes and with your hands.
Heck, you can even smell it if you want.
Drop by our showroom from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. or Saturdays from 9 to 1 at 349 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro.
Call New York Sash now and get 15% off windows, doors, or bathrooms, or online at NewYorkSash.com. That's NewYorkSash.com.
A healthy weight, more energy, and smooth, regular bowel movements. 3 things everyone strives for.
It's me, Chuck Norris. There's one really important thing we don't talk about enough: our health. Achy joints, digestive issues, weight gain, and fatigue. We're told these are normal signs of aging. So working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick.
Morning Kick is a revolutionary formula combining 10 different supplements in one. Probiotics that help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and several of the most powerful anti-aging supplements on earth. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, focused, and help manage stress.
Anybody can achieve great health regardless of their age.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com. Use code SUPPORT or text SUPPORT to 511-511 and claim 40% off today.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee.
Text SUPPORT to 511-511. Morning Kick. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
The Potting Shed Antiques in Whitesboro is buying silver, gold-filled, vintage costume, estate jewelry, and U.S. and Canadian coins. They've been your hometown buyer for the past 52 years. While other gold and silver buyers claim to offer the highest prices, the Potting Shed Antiques actually delivers. Let Don Hartman take a look at your individual pieces or your entire collection. The Potting Shed Antiques, open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Please call ahead for an appointment. Visit thepottingsshedsantique.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
All rise for Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird. Academy Award winner Aaron Sorkin's stage adaptation is directed by Tony Award winner Bartlett Sher. Emmy Award winning actor Richard Thomas will play the role of Atticus Finch in this Broadway national tour. Don't miss Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird, coming to the Stanley June 4th and 5th at 7:30 p.m. For tickets, visit BroadwayUtica.org. That's BroadwayUtica.org.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team now. Whitesboro is a leading school system in central New York with 7 schools, 3,100 students, and a 92% graduation rate. You can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get pay that's based on your experience, great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
Aches and pains aren't trophies. They're just barriers keeping pros like you from getting the work done. You know this business can be backbreaking. All the more reason to partner with someone who has your back, like Clinton Tractor and Ferris Commercial Mowers. Ferris is about helping you finish strong and feel good doing it, with patented suspension technology that allows you to mow faster and get more work done in comfort so you can feel good tomorrow. Visit Clinton Tractor today or at clintontractor.net. Ferris, work hard, feel good.
A healthy weight, more energy, and smooth, regular bowel movements. 3 things everyone strives for.
It's me, Chuck Norris. There's one really important thing we don't talk about enough: our health. Achy joints, digestive issues, weight gain, and fatigue. We're told these are normal signs of aging. So working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick.
Morning Kick is a revolutionary formula combining 10 different supplements in one. Probiotics that help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and several of the most powerful anti-aging supplements on earth. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, focused, and help manage stress.
Anybody can achieve great health regardless of their age.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com. Use code SUPPORT or text SUPPORT to 511-511 and claim 40% off today.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee.
Text SUPPORT to 511-511. Morning Kick. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Okay. I got so much to do, Andrew. I don't know what we're going to do. This is terrible. I just don't have enough time to get it all in. I don't have enough time. Let me go to Mike and Skyler. Mike, I have a quick run here.
Keyword quick.
I'm waiting on Roseanne. We actually, I think I have her right now. Roseanne Leparco. Hi, Mike. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, can you hear me?
I got you. Mike and Skyler.
Oh, hey. It blacked out for a second.
I do often.
So
usually every night.
What's going on with these umpires? Did you see that call last night?
Well, there was for the Yankee game. So it was an infield fly rule. I didn't see it live, and I watched it after the fact because I didn't watch the game last night. But there was an infield fly rule called. Juan Soto, who was heading to third, was heading back to second base and had no path to get back to second base, and actually ran around the infielder, who then got tripped up on Soto, and they called Soto out. But he had to get back to second base, and the umps already called infield fly rule. But they called Soto out. So Boone came out, first inning, ejected.
A lot of talk about Soto is going to be going for the money, and a lot of talk that the Yankees aren't going to pay him.
They better,
and that Soto is going to be a Met before you know it. You can laugh if you like.
That's a good one.
You can laugh if you like. I'm just telling you.
Oh, but the thing is too, it's like, and I mean, It's already out, right? And it's like he has no choice, and then they call a double play. And I'm thinking, what is he? And I wish I could hear what those umpires are talking about. And then they throw him out. But it's
they're talking. It's like, hey, what do you have for dinner tonight? You guys, goulash. I haven't had goulash in the longest time.
Oh, that sounds good.
Listen, it is what it is. The Soto thing, he'll be a Met. I'm just telling you. Get ready for that. Prepare yourself, because
I do.
Because the Mets have money to spend, whereas the Yankees, they're reaching a ceiling here. We'll see what happens. Okay, thank you, Mike.
One last thing, I do have to provide a fact check on something too. Yesterday, remember when I told you about the 45 games?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And
apparently, because I was talking to someone and they said no, it was 44. Then you go online and I guess both answers are right. And you know why? I did not realize this. Both answers are right because when he started that streak, Keeler, it was the first game of the season, but he had a hit in the game from the previous season. So it was 45. However, on the books, it's 44.
Okay.
So it's actually both answers are right.
Fair enough.
So,
well, we live and we learn. We live and we learn about Uncle Wee Willie. Yeah.
So otherwise, I probably would have.
All right. Thank you, man. You have a wonderful day, Mike. Thank you.
You too.
All right, Mike and Skyler. Here is Roseanne Leparco. She is a master gardener and is with Cornell Cooperative Extension. And it's that time of year we're all trying to put, whether you're doing a little flower or two or you have a whole garden, herbs or doing tomatoes, whatever. We're now about to this weekend go into the month of June. And Roseanne, thanks for coming on. Good morning.
Good morning. How you guys doing? I'm glad you're not asking me about Mets.
Well, are you a Yankees fan or do you not care?
No, I'm a Met fan.
You are a Met fan. Oh, I
Yes,
know it's terrible right now.
At least you have the plants.
This is awful.
So let's go to plants.
Let's go to plants. Yes. I feel like sometimes I'm watching the Mets game, I'm looking at like grass grow in the outfield. It's like, I think there's a strand there that's that got missed by the lawnmower.
Let's move on.
Yeah, I'm with you. But listen, my prediction still stands. Are you ready for this? You're going to laugh at me. The Mets will make the playoffs.
Okay.
Davey's shaking his head. The Mets will make the playoffs.
I heard it first here.
Yeah, that's it. All right. Okay. So Andrew's all worried. His fiance, she wanted to maybe bring plants in last night. Yeah. There are some people that are saying you still should wait until June before you put out certain plants. What do you think?
Well, it's the night temperatures sometimes that are bad for plants, for certain plants. I mean, I didn't bring anything of mine in, but typically, when temperatures go below 50, your vegetables don't like it, and some sensitive flowers like impatiens don't like it, but you really didn't have to bring them in. They just don't like that temperature. Now, if it starts going, getting into the high 30s, then you would want to bring them in. And definitely if a freeze was coming.
Or at least cover them up, right?
Yeah, at least cover them up. And that way, because this isn't going to last now. We're probably putting it in the rear view mirror now, and it's okay to get your plants out. You have to remember this year Memorial Day was a little early, so you had almost a whole week of May. So typically, like what I do with vegetables is I'm not planting them until the end of May. Like the 31st is my personal target date.
Okay,
so
all right.
Coming up this week is perfect time to start planting your vegetables.
Well, and if you look at it, there's going to be quite a bit of a wind, a breeze tomorrow. And I kind of feel like, and I have no idea, but it's like it's bringing in the warmer weather. We're going to hit the upper 70s and 80s this weekend and into next week. So things are about to warm up. But, you'll still have those cool nights. You just keep an eye on it. Nothing too bad.
Exactly. Just keep an eye on things. It was, I had put out some impatiens, and they don't like those kind of temperatures, but we'll rebound. So just keep an eye on things. Yeah. And if you're worried about it, then you can always cover them.
I think with my fiance, she was just so excited for the nice weather. She got the new raised bed, so she did tomatoes, jalapenos, basil, and a few other herbs. So I think she'll be okay.
And with a raised bed, remember that the soil warms up faster in a raised bed.
Okay.
It's above the ground, and so that makes it better for plants. So she'll be okay.
Oh, good.
All right. So all that stuff you can probably just start to bring that stuff out, and it'll do really well. How do you use the Miracle Grow and all that stuff on your plants?
Yeah. What's the best soil?
I do. I mean, depending on, if you're doing containers, you want to really invest in a good quality potting mix. You don't want to use garden soil in your pots because that soil is too heavy. And then because you're going to be watering a lot, and this applies to raised beds too, because you'll be watering more than you would in a traditional in-the-ground garden. So when you're watering a lot, plants are losing nutrients every time you water. So what I like to do is they'll tell you most plants every 2 to 3 weeks feed them, but since I don't remember when 2 or 3 weeks is coming, I'll take a Miracle Grow type fertilizer, water-based, cut it in half, and then just apply it every time I water. Just do it at half strength. So that you have. That way you don't have to set on your calendar, it's been 2 weeks, I better fertilize.
Yeah, and you're hitting them with fertilizer. They're going to grow really well.
Exactly. And remember that, like I said, raised beds, you're watering a lot. Every time what you water more, the plants are losing their nutrients. So you have to supplement with some Miracle Grow. So
I did not know this, but apparently we can grow bamboo in upstate New York.
Really?
Yeah.
You can, but I would not put it on my best liked plant list.
No, because it's very invasive, right?
It's very invasive.
Yeah.
And in fact, if I'm not mistaken, New York State has their invasive plant list, and if I'm not mistaken, species of bamboo are on that list.
Well, at the Utica Zoo, they have a whole area where there's bamboo growing there, and it's incredibly tall. And it's not going to grow as fast as the stuff in, like South America, but
right.
yeah. But it's but you can. There's also some things that are surviving now that maybe 30 years ago wouldn't survive up here.
Yep, it kind of goes together with the fact that I think I may have talked about this when I was on the show the last time. The USDA's new zone map shows that most areas of the country have gone up about 15 to 20 degrees in zoning. So things that traditionally maybe only grew downstate, you can probably try to grow here. But that's just a guide. It depends on a lot of factors. But, things are definitely changing. Plants that we never thought we could grow in this area are now growing well.
Now, that is a positive, but it also can be a bit of a negative in that, weeds that you normally wouldn't have to deal with, you're dealing with now.
Exactly. It also involves invasive pests, like insects that wouldn't survive. Are more traditionally in the south, are starting to creep up because of the warmer temperatures. So you have insect issues as well as weed and plant issues.
That leads me to another question. It's a good point you bring up. But what's a good way that's natural to prevent some insects, maybe in a raised bed or your garden?
Well, it's not exact science, but there's a concept called companion planting. And what that means is that you kind of pick a plant buddy for your vegetables, and these plant buddies are typically flowers or herbs that will attract beneficial insects and repel the bad ones. And some of the typical companion plants are marigolds. One of the classic herb companion plants, for example, is basil. Or you can plant dill, which that attracts beneficial insects. Nasturtiums is another flowering plant. So it not only attracts the beneficials and repels the bad guys, it also looks nice in your raised bed because with your vegetables you put in a little color. So it's not an exact science. There's no science behind it, but it does do I do it all the time. If I have my tomato right now, I have a couple tomatoes in a 5-gallon bucket, and I've put in a couple of marigolds with it because hopefully my goal is the beneficial insects will come in and repel the bad ones.
Well, I like that. Speaking with Roseanne Leparco, she's a master gardener with Cornell Cooperative Extension. It's that time of year. All these gardening places are all packed on the weekends.
Well, the dill is a good idea, too, as far as I don't like it, but
you don't like
the fiancé
pickles?
Does. No.
You don't like pickles?
It's not my personal favorite to cook with either, but it's a pretty plant. And when you let it flower, the flower heads are flat, which make it a perfect landing pad for some of your beneficials like pollinators, and as well as beneficial insects.
So my wife has this little herb garden, and man, this year I had to go out and I had to get rid of stuff that's growing back. Obviously, we made the mistake of planting mint near it, and that's just brutal.
Ouch! That is, it's a pretty plant, and I love just brushing up with my hands on it, and you get that nice aroma. But as a plant, it's aggressive.
It is, and those you just can't. They say you're better off planting it in a pail, right? Submerge the pail in the ground like a 5-gallon pail.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let the lip of the container kind of stick out of the ground about an inch or so, and you'll contain it in that spot. Or like we do with the extension, we're going to have mint in our extension gardens, and that's in a totally separate container away from the raised beds.
That's what I get this huge mint, it's like a bush now. But it's away from everything. The other thing is sage and oregano. Both of those come back every year. The sage plant that she had it had turned into a bush. I had to, the roots were so huge, ripping it out of the ground. Just came back every year after year. It kept getting more of a vine than it was actually a plant.
We have one that comes back every year in the front where we mulch where the bushes are. Catnip.
Oh,
somebody
that's cool.
grew catnip.
That's one. Catnip too. Sage though, it can be well behaved if you don't be afraid to cut it back.
Yeah.
It's more of sage can actually be almost like a mini shrub.
That's what it became.
Place and it's happy.
Yep. Yeah. It was like taking over the whole thing. All right. Well, listen. Let's do this again. Because I gotta say, when you're grabbing, you want to do a salad, and you're able to go out and grab a few things out of your little garden, whether you're living in the city or you're living in the country, it's pretty awesome in the summertime.
It sure is. There's nothing, if you're a beginner, you made a good point, start with the salad greens. Nothing is easier to start from seed than salad greens, and all you need is a little flower box, and in a few weeks you can be picking salad greens that are going to be delicious.
Pretty awesome. All right, Roseanne, let's do it again. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. You guys have a good rest of your day, and don't talk about the Mets anymore.
We are not going to. Well, yesterday, we hit rock bottom. Today is a new dawn.
Amen. That's
there we go.
That's kind of how I look at each game. It's a new game, new day today.
A new day. All right, I'm with you.
You guys take care.
All right, Roseanne. Thank you so much. All right.
All righty. Bye.
I do believe it. I do believe the Mets. We're going to look back on this and we're going to be like, wow, what a turning point that was. Now that turning point might be they actually fell even further. I don't think so though. I think that team meeting they held yesterday was important.
Team meeting.
All right, I got a break and we're going to come back. I have a whole bunch of comments. Some of them literally insulting, but those are my favorites. We'll get to them coming up.
Replacing your roof isn't a decision you take lightly. You want industry standards met with affordable options and a crew who knows how important a sound roof is to you and your family. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing is your hometown roofers with deep roots in our community. Padula Roofers specialize in residential roofing projects. They're a GAF certified master elite roofing contractor who keeps their standards above the rest. Call 315-733-1564 to find out more about their roofs for troops mail-in rebate. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing, your hometown roofers.
The Utica Center for Development wants you to join the City of Utica's Independence Day Parade, sponsored by Master Vito Hyundai. Register for the parade, have fun, build a float, or just walk and show community support on July 4th. To register for the parade or to be a vendor for the 4th of July party in the park, sign up today at ucdevelopment.org. The City of Utica parades are brought to you by the Utica Center for Development, Master Vita Hyundai, Bank of Utica, and Save the Day Foundation.
Why do so many dogs suffer from weight issues, skin problems, messy poops, and low energy? It could be the popular dog food you put in their bowl each day.
Cody was sleeping a lot, wasn't playing.
She was very lethargic and not moving around. Dry kibble just wasn't cutting it.
That's why, after more than 45 years of experience of helping dogs make complete health turnarounds, veterinarian Dr. Marty created Nature's Blend. It's a freeze-dried raw dog food made with wholesome ingredients like premium meats, seeds, vegetables, and fruit. And once dog parents switch their pups to Nature's Blend, the results can be astounding.
She's got her energy back. She's running around like she did like 5 years ago.
Miraculously, she's just feeling all around better. She's like a new dog. Thank you, Dr. Marty.
Get your dog started today and save up to 54% off Nature's Blend. Plus, receive a free pack of our best-selling beef liver dog treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Text DEAL to 511-511. All dogs are unique. Your dog's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
Is thinning hair or a receding hairline making you self-conscious? Try Hair Grow by New Nordic. Millions of men and women around the world trust Hair Grow. With its patented tocotrienol complex, Hair Grow naturally reduces inflammation in the scalp and is clinically proven to promote new hair growth and increase hair count in as little as 4 months. Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com. Or in stores at your local CVS.
The Beach Boys, Endless Summer Gold. This Friday night at the Stanley Theater. The music, the memories, the Beach Boys, riding an endless summer wave into 2024. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com or thestanley.org. Don't miss the Beach Boys, Endless Summer Gold, live.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/radio. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at HIMS, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/radio and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
This is Keeler in the Morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Thought what we could do here this morning, Davey, is your mic on? I thought what we could do here this morning is wish Davey's mom a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Davey's mom. Yeah.
She's celebrating today, right, Davey?
Correct.
Yeah,
what is
birthday.
it, 55?
No.
Happy birthday, Diane, Davey's mom. How old is your mom?
I will not say.
A good man.
Good answer.
Smart.
Good answer. You know, every year we get Davey's mom a gift. We give her every year. I think it's been like 8 years. We give her the opportunity to make us deviled eggs, and you know, it's one of the gifts I enjoy giving.
So that means a little hint.
It might be, yeah. So
Diane. Diane.
Hey there, happy birthday.
D-I-A-N-E.
Happy birthday.
D-I-A-N-E.
Happy birthday.
Diane.
Happy birthday.
Diane.
Okay. Happy birthday, Diane.
Love it.
Or I should say more formally, happy birthday, Mrs.
Davey's
Mother
mom.
of Davey. Mrs. Mother of Davy.
Mother of Davy.
Mother of Davy, you did what? I can't believe it.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
My gosh.
We have many comments. You want to call in with your comment, 315-736-0186. John Decker coming up in a bit. Let's see. I have a ton on YouTube. People, John says the economy is not getting better. Listen, the economy is better. The economy is, when compared to the rest of the world, we are one of the, if not the leading economy in the world. And the dollar's going down. Not really. Just last year, the dollar became equal with the euro for the first time that I can ever remember. So if you bought something for $1, if something was a yen or was a euro, €1, $1 would pay for that.
Wow.
Where right now it's back to where it normally is at like 93 cents. So $1 will get you 93 cents of the euro. But if you compare it to the Chinese, you compare it to China, I think it's like $1. It'll take 7 Chinese, whatever they are. I don't even know what the Chinese is. The yen would be Japanese, I think, wouldn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, I don't know enough about that. However, inflation, though, prices are up. There's no doubt about it. Since COVID, prices are up. It makes it more difficult for all of us to be able to meet our monthly needs or weekly needs. And you know what? The problem is not the economy. The problem is that you're not making more money to be able to keep up with inflation, with the cost of living. That is the problem. It's not the economy. Well, what they're telling you is the economy is better than it really is. I'm just telling you where it is right now. We may be in a depression tomorrow. I have no idea. I'm not an economist. So John wanted us to ask Pacenti, are you expecting to be arrested for your crimes that were committed during COVID?
What crimes?
To be honest with you, any of the lockdown stuff happened. It was a state.
That was
for the most part of the state.
Cuomo
and then
call.
There were some things that I think Pacenti did before Cuomo, but and then he said you didn't ask him because our question was too hard. No, I wish I saw this. I would have loved to have heard his answer to that. John.
Yeah, anybody who thinks that we're trying to protect. I mean, what happened? Lance, not to give Lance credit, but Lance, challenged Tony. Challenged our challenging of Tony, and what happened? We brought him on, we asked him some questions, and we got the answers.
Some guy in the 540, everyone I know that opts into those, so the save, whatever they call it, it's like the green initiative to save money. So if it's really hot out, like not going to be 95, you'll
allow them
if you opt in, it'll automatically kick your thermostat up. So you maybe had it on 70, it'll kick it up to 75. And he said, I don't do that. You just sit in your house and sweat. I completely agree. I'm that person.
We don't like the AC unless it's at night sleeping.
Even when it's hot?
Yeah, why not? Open up the windows or the doors, let a breeze through.
Let in the hot air.
Yeah.
I will say that I do most of my work in Studio B, which is in the basement.
Or Studio O, which is outside.
And that keeps pretty cool. What else do you have? Comments?
All right, going back to Hawk in Utica from 7:32 this morning. We're going to get to all of them, folks. Eventually, they control your thermostat. Talking about National Grid.
Well, you can opt out of it.
Yes. Also, when we had Jared Paventi from National Grid on, John from Bridgewater calling in, Bill, I have NYSEG. We are getting new meters, but our rates are not going up. Mike in Frankfurt, he mentioned the economy is better, but people are still having a hard time paying their bills. Groceries are still high.
I addressed that. Yeah, it is what it is. Stuff is more expensive. And
he's directing this to Jared, saying, I'm not sure why he thinks people could afford the increase.
I think some people are not going to be able to afford it.
Conservative John in Boonville, God forbid I get a super easy question like, how many sides does a cube have for $300 nevertheless?
I know, right?
Whenever I get through, the question is like, name the sixth celestial quantum astrophysic algorithm or something like that. Conservative John.
Yeah, sorry, John. I know. I couldn't even believe it. I'm like, I can't believe I'm asking this question for $300.
Lance and Lee, I just believe if a politician wants to show up when things are going good, they should also show up when things are going in the wrong direction. Mr. Pacenti isn't alone in these actions. Most politicians avoid the negative, but to me and many others, he was the face and most adamant for the building.
There are those
the most adamant for the building of this new hospital, which is, again, was a good idea in my opinion, but seems like management needs to be looked at and maybe changed. That is his final comment.
Sometimes those things happen organically. And but the fact is that Tony Pacenti, Joe Griffo, Marianne Buttonshawn, Brian Miller,
not Mayor Paul Marion.
We have several politicians who never will turn us down, even when things are bad. I just never thought to. I don't get how you equate the problems that MVHS is having within medically, how that becomes a Pacenti problem. But I'll ask the question. Maybe I just didn't see it right.
And then finally, John in Deerfield. I absolutely disagree with the county executive that remote work is bad for the workforce. Remote work is bad for people who invested in leasing office space. It is bad in the sense that jobs that can mostly be done remote will be done by persons not located in the area. That will negatively impact some of the service industry, as those employees will not be spending money here. The benefit to the employee to work remotely is huge and has been a major factor in union negotiations in the company I work for.
Mike, Lance from Lee would say the only thing Andrew plants are misleading stories.
Yeah, that's it.
And Julie, bottom line, when energy costs go up, cost of living goes up, cost of doing business goes up, and the cost that's the inflation. That's where we are right now. And in Rome, issues with National Grid or cable, you can call the Public Service Commission. You did tell me that yesterday, but I wanted to know if they have which they do. The number is, I threw it out, darn it. It's an 800 number. You call customer service. You would hope that National Grid would fix this without having to report them, right? If damage was done to somebody's house, I would hope National Grid would fix that. Rob says, another reason to leave New York State, high energy costs. And, I can't read that. I want to, but I can't read that. All right, well, it includes, a lot of vulgarity.
You'll read it to me
and slander
during the break.
So we'll definitely get sued. I'll read it to Andrew and see what he thinks. Let me break quickly. Come right back. Let me try that again. Let me break quickly. We'll come right back.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
Memorial Day deals are here at Mattress Express. Save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic sets and then get up to a $300 prepaid Visa card from Mattress Express. Then take up to 60 months to pay with no money down for qualified buyers on Tempur-Pedic at Mattress Express.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ziprecruiter.com/radio. That's ziprecruiter.com/radio. ziprecruiter.com/radio.
Everyone has a community, a neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. Community members can be your eyes and ears when you're not with your kids and alert you to signs of potential problems. Learn more at talktheyhearyou.samhsa.gov.
Why do so many dogs suffer from weight issues, skin problems, messy poops, and low energy? It could be the popular dog food you put in their bowl each day.
Cody was sleeping a lot, wasn't playing.
She was very lethargic and not moving around.
Dry kibble just wasn't cutting it. That's why, after more than 45 years of experience of helping dogs make complete health turnarounds, veterinarian Dr. Marty created Nature's Blend. It's a freeze-dried raw dog food made with wholesome ingredients like premium meats, seeds, vegetables, and fruit. And once dog parents switch their pups to Nature's Blend, the results can be astounding.
She's got her energy back. She's running around like she did like 5 years ago.
Miraculously, she's just feeling all around better. She's like a new dog. Thank you, Dr. Marty.
Get your dog started today and save up to 54% off Nature's Blend. Plus, receive a free pack of our best-selling beef liver dog treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Text DEAL to 511-511. All dogs are unique. Your dog's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
You give and you give. It's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a Samsung Galaxy A14 included with the activation of a Silver Unlimited plan. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah!
Switch to Straight Talk. Find us at Walmart and straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Requires in-store activation. Device offer ends 6/9/24. Taxes and fees apply.
Hello, everyone in Central New York. This is Dave Letterman, your old TV pal. Remember me? I'm supposed to say something witty and funny here about Bill Keeler, but I've got nothing. Ever see a picture of this guy? That's a joke in itself. Anyhow, here's Keeler on WIBX.
Hey, the official coffee of this radio program is from Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. The drive-thru is really fast. You're in, you're out, you're on your way. I love the breakfast sandwiches, the bagels, the donuts that are made fresh there every day. How about their lattes? 14 different flavors. The matcha green tea is in. It's the latte of the summer. And it's available at Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. I have a few. I thought this was a couple of interesting stories. In Michigan, a man attended a virtual court hearing regarding his suspended license.
Yeah.
Let me repeat that. A man attended a virtual court hearing regarding his suspended driver's license. And he did it on a Zoom call, of course, while he was driving.
Oh, yeah. I saw this video.
Needless to say, the judge ended up revoking his bond. Here's audio.
Mr. Harris, are you driving? Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. I'm parking right now. This is a driver with a license suspended?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And he was just driving, and he didn't have a license.
That is with the charges, Your Honor, yes.
He's suspended, and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
Yeah. The hell is wrong with you, man? What are you doing?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, what are you doing? Why would you do that?
Oh, my gosh.
So drug dealers in Colorado got a little creative. They're going to get the police. The police going to come after them. They're going to get the cops. A Colorado police officer was surprised by a rattlesnake inside someone's car during a drug bust. The problem is, though, you put the rattlesnake in there and the cops begin searching the car. And you do it so that you hope the cops are going to get bitten by the rattlesnake. You might get bit by the rattlesnake.
Yeah, and that's kind of screwed up.
I think you could almost call that attempted murder.
You could.
Here's audio.
Yo, you got a rattlesnake in here? You kidding me? Live rattlesnake in this bin. Yeah, it's rattling at me.
Oh, it was in a bin.
Oh, so he was like storing it?
Apparently.
Okay.
Jerry Seinfeld misses dominant masculinity. Here he is talking about it.
When I was in that era, it was JFK, it was Muhammad Ali, it was Sean Connery, Howard Cosell. You can go all the way down there. That's a real man. I want to be like that someday. Well, no. I never really grew up. You don't want to as a comedian because it's a childish pursuit. I miss a dominant masculinity. Yeah, I get the toxic thing. I get it. But still, I like a real man.
There's a lot of dominant masculinity that still exists. But I'm going to tell you right now, it does not exist in my house or Andrew's.
Nope.
We've just become wusses, and
we deal
with it.
We do what we have to do.
You do what you got to do. Skydiver stuck in a tree in New Hampshire on Sunday, but firefighters saved him, and he's okay. He's in the Navy and joked that it was his very own Memorial Day miracle. His name is A.J. Clark, and here he is talking about the rescue.
I was out at a distance where I couldn't make it back, so I decided I'm going to have to land somewhere else. I was expecting the canopy to, dive a little bit more, get lower, and it just was not. It was pushing me. I was like, I might be going in these trees, so I was like, let me brace for landing, and I just hugged the tree, and I stayed there. No matter what I'm going through, I like to stay positive thoughts, make a little joke here and there because I'm good, I'm alive, so I'm thankful to be alive.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it very much is. You got to be careful though. You get the wrong branch, and
yeah,
that's not good.
No bueno.
And officially, ladies and gentlemen, the shark capital of the world.
Yeah, I saw this.
This is the shark attack capital of the world. Has officially been named Florida. There are more shark attacks in Florida than anywhere else.
Makes sense.
In the world.
Although I would think, I don't know, because the water in the Pacific is colder, and they say sometimes that West Coast attacks happen, but I guess it depends on the time of year.
Isn't the Atlantic colder than the Pacific?
You would think.
I guess it's maybe not, because California isn't like hot and sweltering.
Yeah,
it's
no.
Much of that.
Yeah.
When is do I still have time? 57:49. When is a banana ripe?
Almost, there's really no in between. You take it home from the store and it's green. It sits on the shelf for a little bit, and then
the minute it turns yellow, you want a yellow. I would think you want you want to really pull it off and feel like if it's just falling off, it's way too ripe.
Yeah, and it can be
right?
gross.
Yeah,
that's when you make banana bread.
Today is International Hug Your Cat Day.
Okay.
If you care about that.
Go home and hug your wife's cat today.
Or International Go Home and Hug Your Wife's Cat Day. Is there anything else I wanted to get in here? Somebody made the viral glue. What is the glue pizza? What is that?
Glue pizza? Oh, my. Is that like Tide Pods?
Told people to make pizza with glue to keep the cheese from sliding off. This is the problem with TikTok.
Oh, my God.
There are people that take this stuff literally and actually do it. And mostly those people are going to probably, at some point, die. And it's survival of the fittest.
Maybe kids eat glue all the time.
Maybe we're okay. And that's all I have on stupid stories. Most of the stupid stories, by the way, I should make this disclaimer. Our apologies to the people of Florida, where most stupid stories actually come from.
A Florida man.
Remember, message us on through the app. Message us, Tucker. You have a chance to win tomorrow $200 worth of pool or spa supplies. Tucker through the app.
The headlines remind us daily the world is a dangerous place. The elites in charge say everything's fine. Stop noticing. But you know better. And your gut knows that time is short to prepare for a world that is 4 missed meals away from chaos. My Patriot Supply has helped over 3 million families become more self-reliant and is the company Americans trust to prepare. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com and secure their best-selling 3-month emergency food kits. Each contain delicious breakfasts, lunches, and dinners, averaging over 2,000 calories per day. Secure at least 1 food kit for each family member. For a limited time, save $200, plus get free shipping on all their Ready Hour 3-month emergency food kits. You're not ready if it's not Ready Hour Foods. My Patriot Supply also has solar power generators, water filtration units, biomass stoves, heirloom seeds, and critical survival gear. Shop MyPatriotSupply.com today. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team now. Whitesboro is a leading school system in Central New York with 7 schools, 3,100 students, and a 92% graduation rate. You can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get pay that's based on your experience, great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
The Utica Center for Development wants you to join the City of Utica's Independence Day Parade, sponsored by Mastrovito Hyundai. Register for the parade, have fun, build a float, or just walk and show community support on July 4th. To register for the parade or to be a vendor for the 4th of July party in the park, sign up today at ucdevelopment.org. The City of Utica parades are brought to you by the Utica Center for Development, Mastrovito Hyundai, Bank of Utica, and Save the Day Foundation.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.